Welcome back to live cricket here. Apologies for the delay as we were having some technical difficulties. That's all sorted now, and we're coming to you live from King City, Ontario, Canada. You just missed a brilliant first over from Shahbaz Kahani, who took the wicket of Riaz Khan Patan off the first ball, and he looked in great rhythm. It's going to be Noman Zafar now, and he looks to be starting off and continuing the good work. An inside edge from Aditya going for 4 off the first ball.
And that right there is a wide delivery bowled by Noman Zafar, getting his line correct. That's why some mistakes happen, but I'm looking forward to his bowling this match.
I think that's called the commentator's curse right there, Jay. I said he started off well, and then he lets me down with the wide. But you know, the thing for the Fury is their bowling has really helped them in this tournament so far. Their batting has let them down in the first few games, but let's see if they can put together a complete performance. As that one's pitched up full, and Ravindu Gunasekera in the covers does well, and he stopped 3 runs there. Aditya getting that right off the middle of the bat. That was looking like it had the boundary written all over it.
Definitely. Looked like a beautiful shot, covers, and good stop by Ravindu, but overall just a single, and Nicholas Manohar is on strike.
And Nick, obviously another youngster that we're seeing here today, the first time playing in a men's national championship for Manohar. He does have a century under his belt in the Under-19 World Cup, something that not many can say. As Zafar looking to hit his straps here early, it's a good line of length, and Manohar just carefully watches that through to the keeper.
Yep, he's watching that ball beautifully as the pitch is acting up a little bit, and it's inside edges, and his stuff is going about. But let's see what happens throughout the match.
And as I said, the Fury have bowled really well in this tournament so far, defending 94 in their last game. 6 off the last over, and Shahbaz Kahani bowling a brilliant over. As we see Zafar running in here, Nick just gotten that down to third man for a single. They're pushing hard for 2. Aditya wanted it, but Nicholas Manohar rightfully sending him back. They're going to need to, if they could keep them to 94 on this wicket here, their batting better come through in the second innings.
Definitely, because this pitch is real tricky to bat on. It's a real good bowler's wicket, especially spinners, as it's going to stick. So let's see what happens between the two teams.
I think Riaz Khan Patan might see it differently there, Jay, as he didn't have any issues in the first game.
Definitely.
And now it's pitched up, and Aditya has slapped that over the point fielder, and that's gone for 4, and that brings up the second boundary, but the first one off the meat of the bat, as the first one is off the inside edge from Aditya. And Aditya, with the form that he's in, he's not going to miss out on that. He treated us all to a brilliant 60 not out yesterday for their game.
Definitely in form, but let's see how his innings go today, as his team needs him to bat on.
Again, the Fury would have been looking for Noman Zafar to follow up the good work for Shahbaz Kahani as we watch him run in here. That one's short outside off, and those need to be put away early on, but it hits straight to the point fielder, and Darsha Patel doing the cleanup job there at point. And after 2 overs, we're 14 for 1. Aditya, 10 off 6. Nicholas Manohar, 3 off 4.
Yep, beautiful bowling, beautiful bowling out there, and also beautiful fielding. Bowling to the field, the bowlers, so they're going all right.
And it's going to be Shahbaz Kahani again from the 15th side road, and he had a great first over. He had a great first over, and again, he's gotten his team off to a great start here so far with the ball, and he's going to be looking for a second one here early. Like we said, he's been in great rhythm so far this tournament.
Looks like the ball's swinging a lot, especially out swing, so that's why they have 2 slips and a gully ready.
And he's written the bounce there very well, and that might go to the boundary. Not quite, as that's cleaned up by Noman Zafar on the third man boundary. And again, 2 slips and a gully. I like the aggressive intent from Hamza Tariq. And I have to say, Jay, this is the first time I'm watching Shahbaz Kahani bowl, and he's been real impressive so far.
Looking good, looking good. He's bowling nicely, and his line and length is going all right as well.
Absolutely, but Nicholas Manohar, one of the young guys that we're looking at as the next crop of Canadian cricketers comes through the ranks, and he looks pretty well set here. He riding the bounce really well on that and getting right on top of the ball. As that one again, as he prods forward, and that's just guided down to third man for a single, and doing the right thing, getting off strike and getting the inform Aditya Vardarajan on strike.
That's correct. He's getting off strike and he's trying to give the strike to Aditya as he is ready to go.
And a little bit of a field change here, and we'll talk about the field real quickly as we go around. One slip, one gully, point, cover, mid-off, mid-on in the ring, short, fine leg. And there is a man out at deep mid-wicket, deep square leg-ish. Can't see from our angle, folks, and there's a man out at third man as well. So that's the field as we go around, but I do like the aggressive intent from the Fury. Hamza Tariq really looking to pounce early and get a couple of wickets here in the power play. As that one's pitched up and that's beating them all ends up, coming back in. It looks like he's definitely getting a little bit of swing here as coming back into the left-hander. Looks like a natural outswing bowler is Shahbaz Kahani, and it's a great line that he's bowling there to Aditya Vardarajan.
Definitely a great line as it's beating him right to the keeper and a stare down from the bowler.
Definitely some aggressive intent there, and again, as a fast bowler myself, that's something that you like to see. Might not have the pace of Shahbaz Kahani, but definitely have the aggressive intent. A little bit of pause and play as it looks like might have been a fly in Aditya Vardarajan's helmet, but that's all good. All's well that ends well as he's ready to face. Shortish length there from Shahbaz, pulling his length back, and as that's guided to third man. And again, doing a really good job here for his captain is Shahbaz Kahani, bowling great areas, and it looks like he's got a little bit of pace as well. And on this wicket, that's not going to hurt him.
Right, he's bowling real good line and length, and it's keeping to his field, just keeping them under the pressure of dot balls, and that's what it needs for a bowler.
And we saw for the Fire in the last game as we watched Shahbaz run into bowl. And that's pitched up, and Aditya's pounces all over that. He's been waiting for that pitched up delivery, and that's hit straight down the ground. Beautifully done by Aditya Vardarajan for 4.
Beautiful shot there by Aditya, down to across the bowler, and it's beaten both on the long off and long on for 4 runs.
There is an aggressive wind blowing west to east here, almost southwest to southeast here, so that's going to be helping him with his outswingers. But again, that helped Aditya as he hit that straight down the ground. Now, the one thing, as I mentioned, is the Fire didn't get off to a good start last game. They're going to need that good start this game.
That was a beautiful delivery by the bowler, and it's been dotted by Aditya.
And at the end of 3 overs, it's 21 for 1. Aditya on 14 off 11, and Nicholas Manohar 6 off 6. As I was just saying there, Jay, the Fire didn't get off to a good start in the last game, and they were almost saved, per se, by their captain, Anuvan Bandara, who had a 74-run partnership to end off their innings. But they're going to need a better start if they're going to have any chance in this game. As we've mentioned, the Fury have really relied on their bowling so far in this tournament.
Definitely need a bigger score than last time, as they had not enough runs on the board, and the opposition chased it down real quick. Here, the bowlers have to get their job of restricting the runs, and then the batsmen have to do the job of making them.
Absolutely, could not agree more. As we see Noman Zafar coming back in for his second over. He did go for a few runs on the last over. Let's see if he can come back strong here for his team. And it looks like Hamza Tariq is going to keep the batsman in their crease this time around as he's come up to the stumps. What do you think of that strategy, Jay?
I love that strategy. As a fellow wicketkeeper of his, keeping up to the stumps creates better pressure, and batsmen won't be able to play as freely as the keepers behind.
I'll tell you this, as a fast bowler myself, that's something that I hated seeing when I saw the wicketkeeper come up. It's a little bit of, it takes a hit on your pride there, really. And this is great cricket right there from the Fire as Nicholas Manohar just hitting that down to to mid-on and quickly taking off for a single. As we see the field, mid-on, mid-off, cover, point, deep backward point, sorry, third man, one slip in place, fine leg in place, short fine leg in place, and a deep square leg. A nice little ring on the offside here, so looks like the line is going to be outside the off stump.
Yep. As well as the bowler has all of his fielders outside, the inside the ring on the offside. It looks like he's going to be bowling some good balls on the off.
And just a little bit of a delay as we have a little bit of movement by the side screen. It can't be a cricket match without any movement behind the side screen, so we've got that out of the way, and hopefully we can be good to go from here as Aditya Vardarajan takes strike. Back of a length, and as I mentioned, that's great cricket right there. That's what you love to see, rotating the strike. Everybody thinks T20s is about the big hits and the big sixes, and that has a role to play. But so do these singles and rotating the strike, Jay.
Definitely, because if you don't rotate strike, you'll be accumulating too many dot balls, and that creates better pressure for the fielding side and not so good of a pressure for the batting. It's Noman to Nick.
And that's short of a length, and Nick has pulled that on one leg there. We know Nick is from the West Indies, and that had some West Indian flair to that as he's pulled that to the square leg boundary for 4, and that brings up his first boundary of the innings.
Beautiful shot there behind square, and nicely picked by Nicholas, and that's 4 runs for him.
This has been a good start, a steady start from the Fire so far today in this game, and a better start than they had in the first game, and that's exactly what they need. A youngster like Nicholas Manohar batting with some experience, batting like Aditya Vardarajan. And that's pitched up, and he's driven that straight down the ground. Rodrigo Thomas there doing a cleanup job and done really well there at mid-on. That looked like it had, again, boundary written all over it.
Definitely. What a beautiful shot from Nicholas. Just very good stop from Thomas. It's beautiful bowling as well from Noman as he's keeping it on the off. One miss bowl from on the leg side to Nick, and it was 4 runs. It's Noman to Nick.
Yeah, I was waiting for that call by the umpire there. That looked like it was a wide, rightfully so. And he looks like he wanted to adjust his line there. Again, he's got the fielders on the offside. He doesn't want to stray on the leg side at all. There's no room for error on the leg side.
That's correct.
Silver's been a little bit all over the place here. Noman Zafar is going to have to bring this together. So you see that, and that's a better line and length there from Noman Zafar, and he's still got one to go with that wide, but he's going to look to end this over off well. His partner on the other end has been bowling really well, and he's really got to support him. We talk about batting in partnerships. Bowling's the exact same way, Jay. You have to bowl in partnerships.
Definitely. Batsmen have 2 batsmen on the pitch. They have to work together. They have to play together, as well as the bowler works with its team.
And Nicholas Manohar looking to go for the big one. It's not something you typically see from Nicholas Manohar. He's a little bit more of an accumulator of runs, but that one was pitched up and in his arc, and he wanted to go. And it might have helped him that the slip was moved out right before that ball. And at the end of 4 overs, it's 28 for 1. As we see Rizwan Cheema just getting some sunlight here. The experience of Rizwan Cheema is really going to be needed. He hasn't been needed as much in this tournament so far, but he's keeping a keen eye on proceedings. And there's the captain, the all-experienced Saad bin Zafar. He had a brilliant game for his team, unfortunately not able to get over the line, but they're definitely going to need him and Rizwan Cheema today in this second game.
And looking by the bowler of the green team Fury, the bowling roll well. So let's see what's going on.
And it's going to be Shahbaz Kayani to continue. And again, I think this is a bold move by Hamza Tariq. His strike bowler so far in this tournament, he's seen what he can do. He's seen that he's in rhythm. He's going for the push and another early wicket here in the power play.
That's what it looks like. Tariq trying to get his strike bowler in so he can get the wicket of either Nick or Aditya. So let's see what happens.
And I like the move by Hamza Tariq because he's giving him the field. He's giving him a slip. He's giving him a gully. He's staying aggressive, but he's also got cover for him on the boundary there at backward square, a deep backward square leg, if he wants to test him out with a short ball. And there it is, a little back of a length, but that's well played by Aditya Varadarajan. And I have to say, after his innings of 60 yesterday, he looks to be in top form.
He's looking good as he's playing the ball real nice underneath his eyes. Let's see what he can do in this innings.
And again, it's going to be Nicholas Manohar on strike now. He's on 11 off 11 balls, so he's been rotating the strike well. And Aditya 16 off 13. It's a steady start by the Fire as Shahbaz Kayani runs into bull. And Shahbaz just missing Kayani, just missing his line for the first time in the inning so far, deciding to go around the wicket, and wasn't happy with it. He wasn't happy with that change, so he's going back over. Looks to be a little bit more comfortable from that side.
Definitely, he bowled yesterday and the game before prior to this, and he's always been bowling over the wicket, so let's see what he can do right now. Nick is on strike.
And that's a lot better there is Manohar getting on top of that bounce there and just hitting out to cover. Nikhil Dutta doing the cleanup job there. And again, it's good to see, and what I'm really interested to see is how the spinners are going to bowl on this wicket. They've got quite a little bit of a spin attack with Salman Nazar, Darshil Patel, Nicholas Dutta all in one team. And this wicket, it was sticking a little bit in the first game, so they're going to be looking for those three to really do a job for them here as well.
Yep, definitely an advantage for the spinners as this pitch is very sticky and very sharp turning.
And that one's a little bit, he's pulled his length back again, and that's a hit out to Ravindu Gunasekara out at deep backward square leg just for a single. And Shahbaz really doing his job here for his team. One for 13 in his spell so far. And again, this has been good cricket. I can't give the edge to either team so far in these first 5 overs.
Yep, beautiful bowling from the Fury team as well as beautiful batting from the Fire team. Both on top right now, and let's see what happens throughout the game.
Great run in there by Aditya Varadarajan as he just soft hands into the offside. And soft hands and into the offside and a quick single. And again, it looks like they're really building a good partnership here as we go around. Still a slip and gully in place for Kayani. And he's got looks like 2 balls left in his over. I don't see him going for a 4th over. They must save the 4th over for near the end of the spell.
Well, it's good batting from Aditya as well. They're just using the soft hands and rotating the strike.
That one's pitched up, and Nicholas Manohar going hard at that one. A loud shot for catch, but in no man's land there safely. It didn't look like it was in any danger at all. Wide of point, down a third man for a single.
Well bowled by the bowler as well. It's good to his line. Is just well played by Nicholas as well.
As we see Salman Nazar in screen here now. Again, we just talked about their spinner's experience. He's just feeling that short, fine leg here, and looks like the cameraman's taking a liking to him. Let's see him walk in here. There's a little bit of toe taps. He's got a dancing shoes on. As Aditya once again very nicely taps that into the offside and a single. They're rotating the strike here well, but I gotta say, watching Salman Nazar walk in, I want to put my dancing shoes on after that as well. After 5 overs, the Fire 34 for 1. Nicholas Manohar 13 off 14. Aditya Varadarajan 18 off 15. And it looks like it's going to be clubmate to clubmate as Nikhil Dutta is coming into the attack to bowl to Aditya Varadarajan.
Definitely a very experienced bowler, Nikhil Dutta. Let's see what he can do to this batting partnership going on.
And this is the beauty of a tournament like this. You have teammates that play at the club level together, going to be bowling and batting against each other. They would have faced each other in the nets hundreds of times, but I can't imagine they would have played many games together. So this is what makes an interesting contest within a contest, with Nikhil Dutta coming in to bowl to Aditya Vardarajan. Still a slip in place, and again, I want to just give a nod to Hamza Tariq here. I like his aggressive approach to this game so far.
Yep, it's good aggression here. It's keeping the batsman under pressure and not going to swing at everything. And it's good. It's good to have a slip in place. So even if it nicks, they have protection.
And Nikhil Dutta, sorry, I should say, a very experienced bowler at the national level. As we pause to let him bowl, and that's been hit off the offside. Very experienced bowler at the national level. Plays in tournaments across the globe, as well as played in Bangladesh, has played in the CPL. Many will remember his wicket of Kevin Peterson. That's been played over and over again, so we'll look to see. He's going to have to do a job for his team. And that's back of a length. Looked like maybe a little bit of a carom ball there by Nikhil Dutta to Aditya, and he's just hit that into the offside. A little bit frustrated with himself that he didn't get that in the gap to the boundary for 4.
Right, it was a beautiful shot on the offside, just didn't go in the right gap, and it was just written 4 on it, but got a single, never the way.
And we see a field change to Nicholas Manohar as long off comes in and long on goes back. And that's exactly what they needed. That call to bring the man in, and Nicholas Manohar looking to go over the top, over the man at mid-off. And Rodrigo Thomas, not a tall man himself, standing at about 6'2", 6'3", takes that easily above his head.
It's a beautiful catch there. It was a good shot, just didn't real go over the fielder, and a good catch by Rodrigo Thomas. And that is Nicholas out.
Nicholas out for 13, and the captain has called his own number. He's called his own number and looking to do his job for his team. He's in form. He's 53 not out last game. He's looking to continue that form and give his team a total. Put a total on the board here for his team, coming in at number 4 to join Aditya Vardarajan. The Fire 35 for 1 after 5.2.
Saad Zafar has a lot of work to do out there, and with Aditya with him, they both have great potential to make many runs together.
And again, what we talk about cricketers playing together. Nikhil Dutta and Saad Zafar were playing together quite a bit. I've played a lot of cricket over the years for the national team together here as well. So another contest within a contest. And Nicholas has had a good start. Nikhil Dutta, sorry, I should say, has had a good start to his spell so far. As he runs in, and Saad is very happy with that one, as that's one pitched into his arc, and he's slapped that for 4. Talk about being in form there, AJ.
What a shot there by Saad Zafar, and it's a beautiful shot on the offside. And it's between the two contestants, Nikhil and Saad. Let's see what can happen.
And I think Saad eyed up that boundary. There's a couple of folks having lunch down there, and he wanted to maybe give him a little souvenir.
That's correct.
And once again, Saad waiting on the back foot for that one. Nikhil Dutta adjusting his length, and Saad in fine form finds the mid-wicket boundary for another 4. That's his brilliant batting by the captain. He's taking no prisoners with Nikhil Dutta.
Beautiful shot there by Saad Zafar, and it's down the leg side for 4 runs. No person there out there, and looking in great form as it middles the ball.
The last over the power play, Saad knows he has to attack, and this is what he's going for. Short once again, not getting it quite this time. Noman Zafar making chase, as is Salman Nazar. And just keeping it in. This is brilliant running. They're coming back for 3. Brilliant running by Saad Zafar and Aditya Vardarajan. Great understanding. And Nikhil Dutta had a great start to the over. but he's come back and still gone for 12 in the over.
Beautiful running out there by Saad and Aditya. They're looking in good form, Saad and Aditya. Let's see what they can do together on the pitch.
The score 46 for 2 after 6 overs. That brings the end to the power play, and the Fire are going to be really happy with that score as we see Salman Nazar coming into the attack. He looked real eager with his dancing shoes on earlier in the field. He's going to need his bowling spikes now as he comes to the crease.
Yes, he does. He's dancing out there on the field, but he's a good fielder. Let's see what he can do with the ball.
And again, a lot of experience out there for the Fury in terms of their spinners, and Nikhil Dutta and now Salman Nazar. GT20 experience, international experience for Canada. But again, there's experience in batting as well as Saad Zafar on strike. And Saad Zafar, once again, no fielder out on the offside boundary, and he's hit that for 4, finding the gap.
Beautiful.
He looks like he's here for a good time, not a long time, is Saad Zafar, as he's taking the attacks right to the Fury.
Beautiful shot there by Saad Zafar. All over the covers and 4 runs as he's looking in great form as he's middling more of the balls.
Saad 15 off 4. That includes 3 boundaries. As Salman Nazar is going to have to pull this one back. The man going out now on the cover boundary. There's a long off, long on, deep mid wicket. Still 4 in the ring, 5 in the ring, and a slip in place. That one's a better length there from Salman Nazar, as that one's billed back, and Saad just smartly just playing it right back and for a dot ball.
He's batting well, Saad. Just not every ball can be hit, and some need to be respected.
And that again, that's a brilliant ball in there by Salman, really pulling his length back a little bit, and but great batting there by Saad as well, just guiding that to the point fielder. Darshil Patel doing the cleanup job there, but really great awareness by Aditya Vardarajan coming through for the single.
Good sense of good sensible batting from both batsmen.
Aditya on strike. We haven't seen him for a little while. It looks like it's just been the Saad show for the last over or so. Hopefully he doesn't get too bored out there as we see this. And this is a short ball. And it was asking to be put away, but Aditya just hitting it out straight to the fielder on the cover boundary for a single. And sensible batting, I might say. Just getting Saad back on strike. He looks like the man of the hour and a man in form.
Definitely. Aditya's going good as well. Just giving the singles to Saad, and Saad will do the damage.
Salman short again. Again, there is cover out there. They're happy with a single there. They had the boundary off the first ball of the over. So it's still a great over so far. 7 runs coming off of it. 1 ball to go. Salman's going to want to end this over off well.
That's his goal.
Again, slightly short of a length, and they're pushing hard for this one, but it's going to be a single as Noman Zafar getting a lot of work out there on the cover boundary. They're peppering that boundary down there, and another single. 8 runs off Salman Nazar's first over. The score now 54 for 2 after 7 overs.
It's great batting from both batsmen, and they're going off now as Aditya is giving straight to Saad, and Saad is doing the damage as he has many runs to go. Nikhil Dutta bowling again the next over after Salman, and let's see what he can do.
Nikhil Dutta, rightfully so, continuing. He did get that wicket there of Nicholas Manohar in the last over, but Saad Zafar really took a liking to him as well. So, but with high risk comes reward potentially, as Hamza Tariq looking to as one of his strike bowlers to get him another wicket. Changing the field, 3 men out on the leg side. There's a deep backward square leg for the sweep. Deep mid wicket, long on, long off, and deep cover. 4 men and 3 men in the ring on the offside and a short fine leg. And that's shortish of a length, and Aditya pushes this onto the offside. They're running hard for two, and they do come back. Salman just not being able to make the ground. And that's very sensible and very smart batting by Aditya Varadarajan. We said a little bit earlier, T20 isn't all about the big hits. It's got a little bit of finesse in it, and I like to see it.
Yep, it's good running between the two batsmen and quick running as Salman Nazar goes into pressure and they take two double and a double.
Nikhil once again adjusting his length there, coming slightly short of the length, and that's down to the cover boundary for another single. These two looking like they're well set now. Saad getting well set in early, 17 off 7. Aditya 24 off 21. They're going to want to continue this and rotate the strike through the middle overs and really set themselves up for a big finish.
Definitely good to just rotate the strike. You know, if one batsman's on strike for a while, it creates pressure on each other, and that's why rotating strike will build pressure on the opposition, and that's good for batting.
Absolutely, and these two doing a great job of it. They're waiting for their boundary ball, taking full advantage so far, but also rotating the strike as we watch Nikhil run in. That one's pitched up, and once again, this is beautiful running, beautiful cricket all around by the fire. This has been really impressive stuff. Aditya playing with soft hands, knowing the field, and getting a really good single. They're putting the good balls away for singles and bad balls away for boundaries. The Fury have to find a way to peg this one back.
It's Nikhil to Saad.
Short of length, and that one's been slapped behind point for 4. That one, no one's catching that. Brilliant batting, and as we just said, they're waiting for that ball, and Saad's not missing out in the form that he is in today.
Definitely, what a beautiful shot behind point, and he's batting well, Saad, middling nicely, and he's looking in form.
Saad really showcasing. We've known him through the GT20 in the finals with in the inaugural GT20 with his man of the match performance in his 50, and he's showing us that he's no one to mess around when it comes with a bat. And that one's short of a length again. Finds the point fielder this time. No run. But again, he's really taken a liking to Nikhil Dutta here so far.
Two club members, two Canadian players going against each other. Let's see what the competition is going to be like.
And after 8 overs, the score for the Fire, 67 for 2 with Saad on 26 off 10. Striking it at 260, Jay, and Aditya Varadarajan giving him great support with 25 off 22. I thought it was going to be Saad giving Aditya support as he was a set batsman when he came in, but Saad's definitely proven me wrong so far.
260 runs, a big strike rate, shows how good of a batsman he is and how of a strike batsman he is. And Aditya here is on strike as Salman Nazar comes to ball.
That's right. It is going to be Salman Nazar to continue. And it's going to be up to these two. They're really looking at their two big spinners in Salman Nazar and Nikhil Dutta to give them wicket. Salman Nazar, with his experience, is going to need all of his tricks today if he's going to dislodge one of these two, as they look well set for a big innings.
Definitely, he needs to use all of his experience and skills to get the batsmen under control and dotting some balls, as most of them are going for singles and boundaries.
And a little bit of a delay as they ensure they get their field just right. There's a deep mid-wicket in place, long on, long off, deep cover, 5 men in the ring. As Aditya just guides that down, and Salman doing a great job off his own bowling to stop the single. But again, I have to say, it's interesting from Hamza Tariq. We saw in the first game, Saad liked to have the fielders on the boundary, but Hamza can have 5 men out, but choosing to keep them all in. And as this one, they're going for a single. Darshil Patel not able to get the ball to the keeper in time, and that's a good single. And again, great running by these two. Real great alert cricket, and it just shows their experience.
They're running great between the wickets as they're creating pressure on the fielders, and the bowling team needs to figure something out to get a wicket. It's Salman to Saad.
Short of length, and this one's been hit down to the long on boundary, just short of the fielder there. And probably for Saad, probably a blessing that he didn't get that as well as he would have liked.
Right, it was playing it in the air, and it was going to the fielder, just short of the fielder. And it's now Salman to Aditya.
And this one's been pitched up. There is cover out there at a sweeper cover out there, and Noman Zafar doing a cleaning up job. Just a single.
Salman bowling well and keeping them just to the singles. It's Salman to Saad. And
that's not
he's
behind.
nicked it.
He's nicked that behind the keeper. Great job by Hamza Tariq there. As Saad going for another big hit and just getting a bottom edge. Really great keeping and a cleanup job by Hamza Tariq.
Beautiful keeping there by Hamza Tariq, and Saad has been undone. It's now 70 for 3.
And Saad getting out there on 27, 70 for 3 after 8.5 overs, and it looks like it is going to be the big man, the experience of Rizwan Cheema coming in, and they're going to be looking for him to play a knock.
The big man, Rizwan Cheema, is coming in to bat. His experience going to come in great use today as he's going to be batting with Aditya. Let's see what the two batsmen can do, as Aditya is set now and is ready to either smash the ball or rotate strike, so Rizwan Cheema can.
Again, I think they're going to be looking at Rizwan Cheema here. They've gotten off to a good start in 8.5 overs so far, getting up to 70. But they're going to need an innings from Rizwan Cheema to get them over the line. And ideally, in the last game they scored 131 for 5. It wasn't enough. They're going to need 150 plus in this game, I'd say.
Yeah, 150 is a great score to look at for a par score. But if score more than 150, it's definitely bonus. And the bowlers have to do the rest of the job.
Absolutely, could not agree more, Jay. And like we said, if there's a man for the job, it's probably going to be Rizwan Cheema at this stage. They've gotten off to a good start, 70 for 3 after 8.5. And if he gets going, 200's not far off.
In terms of experience, Rizwan Cheema has played lots and lots of T20 matches, so he knows what to do when this type of situation is up. It's Salman to Rizwan.
Rizwan starting off cautiously, just playing that onto the offside. And that's the over. And again, the score after 9 overs, 70 for 3. Rizwan hasn't been in the best of form so far in this tournament, but I have to say Salman Nazar was asked to do a job, and he did a great job getting rid of the opposing captain Saad bin Zafar with his left arm spin and a great catch behind the stumps by Hamza Tariq. This is setting out to be a great game between these two teams.
Definitely great competition between the two. And it's now Darshil Patel coming in to bowl as Aditya gets ready to face the first delivery.
Darshil Patel had a great game in his last game, taking 4 for 8 in 3 overs, including 2 maidens. And again, we said the bowling was the strength of the Fury, and it really showcases here that he's having to wait to be the fifth bowler to be brought into the attack.
Definitely in form, Darshil Patel, as he's taken 4 wickets in the previous match, as well as 2 maidens in that match. Let's see what he can do against Aditya and Rizwan Cheema.
It is going to be a challenge from him here. He is bowling from the pavilion end. As we hold that thought, he is bowling from the pavilion end, which is the shorter boundary of the two sides. He's going to have to get this right here, especially bowling to Rizwan Cheema, because a miss hit's going to clear this easily.
Definitely.
And just short of length there, and Aditya just slaps this down to the deep mid-wicket boundary. Salman Nazar doing the cleanup job there just for a single. And it is going to be Rizwan Cheema to Darshil Patel, and I can tell you, Rizwan, having played against and with Rizwan Cheema for so long, he's going to be eyeing this long on boundary because that's within touching reach for him. He doesn't need a big hit to get it over this line. And there it is, and it looks like it's going to be a little bit of a different Chima this go around. He's starting cautiously, but we know he can unleash. And Darshil Patel looking to be a little bit wary of that as we watch him run in. And there he is, he's looking to pitch that up, and Rizwan Chima just nice and easily guides it down to the long off boundary for a single.
We're seeing a very different side of Rizwan Chima now, as he's playing more sensibly and knocking the ball around, getting some singles in, as Aditya is on strike to face Darshil Patel.
That is short of a length again from Darshil Patel, and Aditya, you might have heard that scream on the mic, a little bit frustrated with himself that he didn't put that away as just a single down to the deep mid-wicket boundary. As we have, and the Fury are pulling this back, especially after that onslaught from Saad bin Zafar. They're looking to pull this one back, and that might have been a big wicket for them.
It's Darshil to Chima.
I spoke too soon. That one was pitched up in his arc, not quite getting it out to the long on boundary just for a single. And these two looking to do a good job here and setting themselves up for a big partnership. The score now 74 for 3 after 10. If you're just joining us, thank you again. We're coming to you live here from the second half of our doubleheader. It's the Fire versus the Fury. Fire winning the toss and electing to bat first. The Fury got off to a good start, getting the wicket of opener Riaz Khan Patan early in the first over. But it wasn't until Saad Zafar came to the crease and made 28 off 11 balls, I should say. Sorry. So we're halfway through the game. The Fire 74 for 3 after 10. Aditya Varadarajan 29 off 28. Rizwan Chima just into the attack, 2 off 4. As we see Varun Sedev coming into the attack.
It's now Varun to Chima. That is a big shot from Rizwan Chima over the long on fielder for 6 runs. Beautiful delivery, but it's dispatched by Chima.
You didn't have to be a fortune teller to see that one coming. Off spinner to Rizwan Chima. He's not going to let you slide easily, and definitely not going to let you settle, as he's seen that one in his arc and he's put that one over the top for 6. Classic Chima there.
Definitely.
It's again shortage of a length, adjusting for it, and Rizwan just tapping that down to the deep cover boundary. Ravinder Gunasekar out there and a single. And this is the start you want. This is the smart cricket. Get the boundary out of the way off the first ball of the over, and now just adjusting for that single as Aditya Varadarajan comes on strike.
Definitely, Rizwan Chima got a 6 in there, makes him confident that he can hit them runs, and already Aditya set to go and hit some boundaries or make some singles, so Rizwan Chima can do his job.
And again, slightly shortish of a length there from Varun, and that one has been hit out by Aditya down to the deep cover boundary just for a single, and smartly so. He probably wants Rizwan taking as much strike as possible against the off spinner.
It's Sedev to Chima. And that's been dotted by Rizwan Chima down to short mid wicket, and looking good, Chima.
And that one again pitched up, not quite there, and Rizwan looks like he's setting himself for a big one. He's waiting for the right ball, being very selective here in his batting, as that's a dot ball once again. And Varun, despite that first ball going for 6, he's really pulled this over back well. This one shortish of a length again, and another dot ball. So besides the 6, just two runs off that, so 8 runs off the over in total, as the score is now 82 for 3 after 11 overs.
Yeah, Rizwan Chima just coming in, and he's hitting a big one already, so he's feeling more confident to hit them 6s and 4s, and Aditya is just supporting him and will get going as well.
It looks like it is going to be Darshil Patel to continue, and Aditya was frustrated with himself. He didn't put a couple away in that last over. We'll see what he wants to do here. He's 30 off 29, so doing a good job for his team, just rotating the strike. And now it might be a time for him to get going as just 9 overs left in this innings. But they're well set here. 82 for 3. They'll be looking to double this, at least.
Definitely 160 is a good par score for this team, as the projected score is 149 at 7.45 runs and over. And they're looking for at least 160, and that's beautifully played by Aditya. It's now Darshil Patel to Chima, as it's Chima on strike to the short boundary here by the pavilion end, and let's see what he can do.
And Aditya, rightfully so, getting himself off strike, knowing the power of Rizwan Chima and getting him on as we watch Darshil. And he's coming down the track, and he's hit that straight. 1 bounce for 4. That's classic Chima. That's what we came here to see today, Jay.
Definitely a beautiful shot down the ground by Rizwan Chima, and that's 4 runs.
And Darshil now feeling under the attack here. Rizwan really coming after him, and maybe I spoke too soon. Going back into his shell there. I thought he was setting himself for a really big over.
Maybe he was going for that big shot, that previous ball, and now he just defended it.
Oh, and this is bid popped straight up in the air. Is this going to land safely? And it 100% is in no man's land. Noman Zafar thinking Salman Nazar was coming at it, not attacking that delivery. And Rizwan Chima coming after Darshil Patel. Really well bowled by Darshil Patel. But Rizwan Chima getting away with that one, or another 2 runs to add it to his total.
Definitely, Rizwan Chima, the ball just fell in the no man's land, and he's just gotten a life. Let's see what he can do with it.
And no, and that's adding salt to the wound right there by Rizwan Chima, as that's hit well over the pavilion, and you can tell by the umpire's reaction that's a big one. That's gone, folks. That's about 100-meter 6 right there by Rizwan Chima, and after that one that landed safely, that's gone.
What a shot there by Rizwan Chima over the pavilion, and even the umpire was shocked that that was beautifully played.
Again, just adding salt to the wound right there. That one where 2 fielders converging, neither of one looking like they wanted to go for the catch. And Chima said, "Thank you very much. I'll take that one as a gift," and taking the next one deep, deep, deep.
Right. That opportunity to take the wicket of Rizwan Chima is gone, and now he's taking that opportunity of an extra life. Let's see, 1-6 so far in the over.
And he's coming again, and this time just guiding it down, not quite in his arc. And that's a single, and they're running hard, but the misfield by Noman Zafar allows them to come back for 2. Looks like the wheels are falling apart here a little bit for the Fury, not the over that they wanted.
Yep, big over for the team Fire, and Rizwan Chima is very confident that now he can become a strike batsman as Aditya supports him.
And a total now 97 for 3, Jay, after 12 overs. We were talking about a 160 total. They look like they're well set for 180, and now we said Rizwan Chima sticks around for a little while. 200's not off the cards.
Rizwan Chima has the opportunity to make good runs today for his team and get this score to at least 160, and that will be a good competitive score against Team Fury.
And it is going to be Salman Nazar to continue. And Aditya just probably doing the right thing. And just looking to rotate the strike here. We'll see how he wants to play this one. He's got a short leg side boundary here as well, and Salman Nazar bowling the ball, spinning the ball back into him. We'll see if he wants to pull out his sweep shot here.
As we have one man down back at deep mid wicket, so let's see how Aditya plays it. It's Salman to Aditya.
And that one's shortish of a length, and that's one's cut behind square. That one's running away, and Noman Zafar on the deep cover boundary. He's not going to get there, and that's a beautiful shot by Aditya Vardarajan for 4 runs.
Beautiful cut shot there. It was going in the gap, and point fielder tried for dive and couldn't get there in time. And beautiful shot by Aditya. It's now a good amount of runs for them.
And Aditya 35 off 31 now. He's well set, and he's not gonna let that one slide. Short outside off. That gets to be put away. And this one again, potentially a single there, but probably right call by Rizwan Chima sending Aditya back. No run as that one's hit down to short fine leg to Nikhil Dutta doing the cleanup job. Salman Nazar is going to have to pull this over back.
Right, Salman Nazar to Aditya.
And that again, that one's better played just to the right of the short fine leg fielder, and a simple single as we get back to regular proceedings with Aditya getting off strike and giving Rizwan the license.
Rizwan now has the license to make the runs quickly, as he has some good 6s and 4s already under his belt in this innings. It's now Salman Nazar to Rizwan Chima.
And he looks to sweep that. That one's been hit on the pad. Loud appeal by the keeper. Didn't get much support from Salman Nazar, the bowler there, as probably rightfully so. That one looks like it was just sliding down leg from our angle. There is no one behind square, so that shot is on. As that one's pitched up, Rizwan just hitting it, Chima hitting it down to the short cover fielder. No run.
Very patient here, Rizwan Chima, as he wants to maybe go for a bigger one. Let's see. And Rizwan Chima just dots it to the point fielder, and Salman Nazar very satisfied with his over. It's now
the score now 102 for 3 after 13, and after that first ball going for a boundary, he'd be very happy to peg that one back as he did. As we're going to see, is it going to be Darshil Patel to continue? Or no, Hamza Tariq has called upon his strike bowler and Nikhil Dutta to come in and get him another wicket here.
That's correct. Nikhil Dutta, strike bowler, as a spinner for Hamza Tariq and Team Fury. Him and Salman Nazar, as Salman Nazar is going all right. Let's see what Nikhil Dutta can do.
They are going to need a wicket or two here quickly, as this game's starting to get away from them. They've been used. We've talked about the Fury having a strong bowling lineup. Their batting hasn't really come to the party so far, and they're going to have to peg this one back, keep this total under 150 if they're going to have a shot at this.
Definitely need to go for the wickets now, as Rizwan Chima is becoming set, and Aditya is already set.
And this one, Aditya rightfully so, just playing that onto the leg side. No fielder down there, and Darshil Patel running in from short fine leg to do the cleanup job. Just a single, and can we call Nikhil Dutta an off spinner? Because if he's an off spinner to Rizwan Chima, we know where this one might go if he misses his spot here.
Definitely, as Rizwan Chima is going to be facing Nikhil Dutta on the shorter boundary, and already been 1-6 on the longer and 1-6 on the shorter boundary. And that's hoink down the leg side to cow corner, as they only run a single.
It looks like he did want a piece of Nikhil Dutta there. That one might have been in a slot, but just dragging that across to the leg side boundary. An easy single down to deep mid wicket. No harm done.
It's now Nikhil Dutta to
and Aditya comes down the track and he slapped that down for 6. Brilliant shot by Aditya Vardarajan, and it looks like he wants a piece of Nikhil Dutta here as well.
That's correct. It's another 6 on the shorter boundary for the team Fire, and this time it's Aditya. Beautiful shot there as he steps out and hits it over Rodrigo Thomas's head for 6 runs.
We did say these two play a lot of cricket together, and they would have faced each other plenty of time in the nets, but in the nets you can't really see how far it goes, but you can definitely see that one going for 6 as Nikhil Dutta comes back. Shortish of length, and that one's been hit out to the deep cover boundary. Just a single there for Aditya Vardarajan, doing the right thing, hit the boundary and then get off strike.
That's correct. And now Rizwan Chima is on strike to Nikhil Datta. Can't call him Nikhil Datta an off spinner, but he loves spinners, Rizwan Chima, so let's see what damage he can do.
And Nikhil Datta wins that one as he saw him come and drag that wide as Rizwan Chima is stumped. The umpire should be calling a wide there as well, so stumped off a wide. I don't think he's called it, so might have missed that one. But again, that doesn't matter. They'll give up that extra run for the wicket of Rizwan Chima for sure.
Beautiful bowling and beautiful ideas from Nikhil Datta as he can undo Rizwan Chima's great performance in this innings. But he's done now. Great innings by Rizwan Chima.
And that's exactly what they needed there. Nelson looks like it struck for the Fury there as the total now 111 for 4, I should say. 111 for 4, and new batsman Navjot Dosanjh.
Very good to have Navjot Dosanjh on the pitch with Aditya. And Aditya is now set batsman, so he needs to take the strike, and he says, we will work together. Let's see what the both batsmen can do.
And Nikhil, his captain, asked him to do a job. He's gone for a few runs here in this innings, but he has taken 2 key wickets for his team, and he's still got a little bit of a job to do here to finish off this over. And this is exactly what the Fury needed to peg this run rate as it was starting to get out of hand. Nikhil to Navjot. It's the first time I'm having a look at Navjot, so we'll see what he can do here. And Navjot off strike right away. Just a little single down to short mid wicket. As that is over, it didn't look like the umpire did not call a wide off that Rizwan Chima stumping, so might have missed one there. As the score now 112 for 4 after 14.
Rizwan Chima was beautifully batting outside of his crease. He was stepping out as he was playing the ball underneath his eyes, but he couldn't get the bat on the ball that time, and he's stumped. So now we have Aditya and Navjot Dosanjh on the crease.
And a little change of ends here for Darshil Patel, as he's coming from the 15th side road end now for Fury. And we said he had a great spell in the earlier game, and but Rizwan Chima took him to the cleaners there a little bit with the massive 6. But he's been asked to come back and do a job here for his captain, Hamza Tariq, as Navjot Dosanjh to face. And he's taken him. He's cleaned him up. That's an absolute beautiful ball by Darshil Patel, and Navjot Dosanjh has no idea what happened there, as he's been beaten all ends up, and that's going to bring a smile to Darshil Patel's face.
There's a beautiful bowling there by Darshil Patel. Takes the wicket of Navjot Dosanjh, and now he's gone as Aditya loses another partner to play with. And the new batsman in, Amrinder Dhillon, playing with here Aditya, that's settled and ready to go. Let's see what Amrinder can do.
And that's exactly what the Fury needed. Two wickets in back-to-back overs. That's really going to going to hurt the run rate here for the Fire. But it's really now down to Aditya Varadarajan to continue this innings and get them off to a good total. But those 2 wickets are definitely going to hurt their run rate.
Definitely. Aditya needs to take that strike, needs to put up his hand and say, I'll do this. I have to work towards his goal because he's set. And it's a dot ball as the bowler comes it to Amrinder Dhillon, and it's been dotted as it's been beaten.
And Amrinder Dhillon, I believe, is from Winnipeg. So this is a great opportunity for Amrinder as well as Darshil Patel comes in. And another dot ball, and this is a brilliant over so far from Darshil Patel, a wicket and 2 dot balls.
Definitely a beautiful bowling from Darshil Patel in this over, and now it's him to Amrinder, and it's a single on the 4th delivery.
And exactly what they needed right there. Get Amrinder, get off strike, get his innings started, but more importantly than that is get Aditya back on strike, as he's been batting really well here for the Fire. Exactly what they needed at the top of the order. They needed to get off a good start, and one of them had to bat through, and Aditya doing a solid job for his team so far.
Yep, Aditya is batting real well. He's on 44 runs, and he has to just put up his hand and say, I will make the runs now.
Close call there for Aditya at the non-striker's end, as Rodrigo Thomas gave him a little bit of a scare there with his arm, nearly running him out at the non-striker's end.
Good running between the two batsmen, just a little hesitation in the middle, but both made it safely, as now Amrinder is on strike, facing Darshil Patel.
And Darshil just 2 runs off the over so far, and of course that big wicket of Navjot Desange. And he's going to be looking to end this over off well, and continue to get his team back into this game.
That's definite. Let's see Darshil Patel to Amrinder.
Amrinder pulling out the reverse sweep. And what do we have here? Is there a celebration? No. I saw the bail come off, so I didn't know what happened there. But no harm done for Amrinder on that reverse sweep shot. And the score now 114 for 5 after 15.
Good batting there by Aditya and Amrinder, as he already pulls out the reverse sweep, and just his couple of balls of his innings, he knows that he has to go for the runs. So good aggressive attitude from both batsmen.
And Jay, with just 5 overs left, the projected score now 152. They were looking at 170, 180 at a point when Aditya and Rizwan were going, but those 2 quick wickets have really pegged them back. They'll do well from here to get to 152, I think.
Well, hopefully, as if Aditya stays on the crease, they should get to 150, but I don't want to be the commentator that curses them.
And Aditya, just smartfully so, just puts that down to mid-wicket in the gap, easy single. And Nikhil here, 3.1 overs, 2 wickets, 36 runs. He's gone for a few runs, but he's taken 2 very important wickets for his team as well. As we're hit with some, it's starting to get real windy here, Jay. There has been talk of a storm brewing. And Amrinder going for that one. That one on, it's falling short, and there's a mix-up in the middle, and that's out. And rightfully so, Hamza Tariq pulling out the stump, and that's well done, as Amrinder Dhillon has been run out for 1 run. And like we said, Jay, this is not what the Fire need in the middle. They need these batsmen to continue, and right now it looks like it's a little bit of a line.
Well, yeah, Fire were going real well until the wickets have fallen, and now they're in a real pickle. But they still have Aditya on the pitch, so let's see what him and the new batsman can do. It's now 115 for 5.
115 for 5 is correct after 15.3 overs. Aditya going well on 46 off 38. But he needs a partner here, and he's going to be looking at his club mate, Uvin Bandara, who's going to be coming in to bat. Uvin did a great job in the last game supporting his captain, Saad Zafar, on his way to 50. They put 74 runs together. But now he's going to be joining Aditya here, and they're going to need a partnership, and they need it fast.
Definitely need a partnership as the last overs approach. And Aditya needs to take the lead now and go for the runs and not lose any more wickets, as both batsmen need to score equal amount of runs in equal amount of balls.
That's 3 quick wickets here for the Fury, and we spoke a little bit earlier. They needed wickets, and they called on Nikhil Dutta to come into the attack, and he picked up the all-important wicket of Rizwan Cheema. And after that, it's been a bit of a succession. So the Fire are really going to be looking for Aditya to continue his fine form throughout the innings. He's really got to play the anchor role, and but he does need a partner, and Uvin Bandara has shown he has the ability with bat in hand in the last game, and he's going to have to come to play today.
Definitely, he needs a partner to play with Aditya, and that's what's going to get him through to his 50 and hopefully a good runs for the team. Looking at 150 as projected score, but let's see what can happen. It's now Nikhil Dutta to the batsman.
And this is Nikhil Dutta bowling to both his club mates, as Uvin Bandara, Aditya Vardarajan, and Nikhil Dutta all play for the same club side here in Toronto. And so they know each other very well. Uvin going to look to play him out potentially, as Nikhil runs in a bowl. No run there. Uvin looking to get off strike as Varun Sadev does a cleanup job at point. 2 balls to go in a spell. He didn't start off well, but he's definitely doing a good job here and ending off the strike well for his team.
That's beautifully played by Udin here, and just for a single as Aditya is on strike to face Nikhil Dutta. Nikhil Dutta bowling really well today, as he taken some great and very important wickets for Team Fury, and now he's going against Aditya, who they're looking to take his wicket.
It really takes a special
116, good score so far as the two, as Aditya and the Udin keep batting, and both need to just keep going and stay on the crease as no more wickets fall. They have the confidence to make the runs.
If you're just joining us, we're coming to you live here from King City, Ontario, Canada. If you're in the area, this tournament goes on till tomorrow. It's the best cricketers in Canada on display, and some brilliant cricket as we're seeing here from Aditya Vardarajan, one of the up-and-coming cricketers. 46 off 39, Uvin 1 off 3, and Fire winning the toss, 116 for 6 in the first innings.
Fury bowling beautifully as now the bowler comes into the batsman. It's now Varun Sadev bowling to Udin, and both are in great competition.
And Uvin rightfully so, just getting off strike there, letting Aditya face as many balls as possible, and I think that's going to be Bandara's job in these last 4 overs. Get off strike and let Aditya potentially have a go.
Aditya's been set for a while now, and he's on good runs, and he has his eyes set, so he is the one that needs to put up his hand.
And that one's short of length, and Aditya just hitting that out. Noman Zafar doing the cleanup job there at cover, and an easy single there for Aditya, just inching closer and closer to his 50. And I think he's going to get a rousing applause from his team when he gets there, because he's played a brilliant hand for his team so far.
Great innings by Aditya so far, but he just needs to keep going. And it's taken by the point fielder. Udin Bandari is taken by the point fielder as he tries to play it over covers and edges it to the fielder.
Darshil Patel there at point, taking a simple catch as Uvin Bandara looking to go over the top. And just an easy catch there for Darshil Patel, and that's a wicket for Varun Sadev. And the right call there, I think, by Hamza Tariq, bringing in the off-spinner to the 2 left-handers.
Definitely a good call, as the pitch is real good for spinners, and spinning away from the batsman as well as the wind. It's all contributing to the Fury's bowling, and it's real paying off as they're taking the very important wickets. Just need to take Aditya.
That projected score, Jay, is taking a real beating here as it's down to 142 now. The score now for the Fire, 118 for 7. But more importantly, I think at this stage, they're going to look to play out these 20 overs. They've got to make use of every single delivery that they have and not leave it out there on the field. And Aditya is going to be the main anchor there as he's been batting from ball one. He faced the first ball, and he's probably got to face the last ball of this innings as well as Sukhdeep Brar comes to bat.
And Sukhdeep Brar is on strike as Varun Sehdev bowls. And it's been just down the leg side flicked, going for the 2 runs, and good running by the 2 batsmen.
And that's great cricket there from Sukhdeep Brar and Aditya. Great understanding and really well run there for 2 runs. 2 easy runs there at the end. In the end of it all, as Sukhdeep Brar loses his cap in the process. The wind has real picked up here, Jay, and it's going to be hard to hit against that end, but this pavilion end could take... It's not going to be hard to cross this boundary here on the pavilion, and I think Aditya has to target this end here.
Definitely, the wind is going to take a big toll on both batsmen and fielders, and they're really anxious to get that run, so Aditya's on strike. It's now over.
And the score now 120 for 7 after 17 overs. We've got 18 deliveries left in this innings. And I think that 150 total, as we talked about, Jay, that's that potentially out of reach unless they have a couple of big overs here.
Definitely getting further and further away from that 150 total that they were looking for as wickets fell and Fury were on top now. And now if anywhere close to 150 they're trying to reach, then Aditya needs to go for it, not lose his wicket, and use his confidence and his eyesight to the ability that he has.
Absolutely, and Aditya going really well, and it's going to be Salman Nazar to him. Real well-experienced cricketers there. Salman Nazar, lots of experience in T20 cricket at the national level and at the GT20 level as well. But bowling to a left-hander with this breeze, this isn't going to be an easy task for Salman Nazar, especially bowling to the likes of Aditya Vardarajan, who's in top form.
Definitely, the wind is against the bowler right now as he's an off spinner that's bowling to a left-handed batsman. But according to the field here, it looks like many fielders are down on the leg side as they have a deep square leg, deep mid-wicket, and a deep long on, as well as a deep covers and a deep long off. Let's see what Salman is looking for.
Not giving it any air there, Salman, probably rightfully so, as he's looking to get that one in there quickly, and Aditya just playing that down to long on for a single and getting off strike.
It's good batting from Aditya as he's just rotating a strike, and Sukhdeep Brar has to do the same thing. Aditya now on 48, and Sukhdeep Brar is on strike.
Similar field here to the right-hander as well. Just a mirrored field with deep mid-wicket as we see Salman running in, and Sukhdeep going for it. Just not quite getting it as Salman giving it a little bit of air and just teasing Sukhdeep into that one.
Aditya needs to talk to Sukhdeep Brar about something, as thinks that instead of just hitting it and losing the wicket, maybe just taking a single and giving strike to Aditya, well experienced and well set batsman. It's Salman Nazar to Sukhdeep. And taken! Sukhdeep Brar tries to go over the long off fielder, and it's taken by Nouman Zafar here at long off. Well bowled by Salman Nazar. And that sees another wicket for Fury and another loss for Fire. Definitely, Aditya needs to just keep together with Meet, and Meet does have some experience with batting in his career, and just needs to keep together with Aditya. And now it's Meet on strike facing Salman.
Rookie mistake by me. I just realized my mic was off, Jay. So Meet Patel coming in on the bat, and we just mentioned he does have a 50 this year in T20 cricket at the club level, so no slouch with the bat. But Aditya's running out of partners, and he's really going to need Meet to stand up here.
Definitely, Aditya needs a partner to keep together with, and it's dotted by Meet Patel.
This is great bowling by Salman Nazar. His experience is really telling here as well, as he's been tasked to bowl the 18th over and doing a brilliant job for his captain as we see the wind continue to pick up.
Quick single there by Meet Patel, and great batting from Meet Patel just to get Aditya on strike. It's Salman Nazar to Aditya now, as Salman ready to take Aditya on.
It's all falling to Aditya's shoulders now as we watch Salman Nazar run in. And that one's short, and Aditya just hitting that down to the deep cover boundary. Ravindu Gunasekara doing the cleanup job down there, and a single for Aditya.
Beautiful batting by Aditya, now on 49 runs, and batting real well, just needs to keep going until the end.
That's
Play out
right.
for 20 overs and they'll get the runs.
That's right, Jay, and the score now 123 for 8 after 18 overs, 12 balls to go, and that 150 is well out of reach now if you ask me. Aditya just needs to get as many as he can here. Probably get that single for his 50 and then tee off.
Definitely needs to get that runs going now. Tell me, like, rotate strike and get those runs flowing, whether it's in singles, doubles, because even with singles and doubles, you can get 10, 12 runs and over easily. Doubles every ball.
And it's going to be Varun Sadev to continue the off spinner. 2 left-handers on strike, so right call here by Hamza Tariq. And I think it might be Shabazz Kahani who might bowl the 20th over, if you ask me. So here is Varun Sadev to bowl the penultimate over. Short of length, and that's hit off, and that's 50 for Aditya Varadarajan. He'll get a loud applause from his team as, or maybe not, as they don't look like they're aware that he's just hit 50.
Well played by Aditya here. Beautiful innings as he's keeping his team going, getting his team to a score real good over 120s, but just needs to tee off now and get those runs flowing. It's Meet Patel facing Sadev. And that's a quick single down to deep covers as Salman Nazar picks up the ball and gets Aditya on strike.
Looked like a little bit of a round arm delivery there, looking to slide that one into the pads of Meet Patel. Meet doing a really good job of meeting that at the ball and just hitting that down for a single. Aditya to face. And again, a little bit of a round arm there again from Varun. So really smart thinking here from Varun Sadev with his bowling, just allowing for these singles. These singles aren't hurting the Fury at this stage. And their bowlers, they've done the job for them in the first 3 games so far in this tournament. They're doing the job again for them so far.
Definitely. The Fury bowling is on its tops, and he's stumped. Meet Patel has been stumped by Hamza Tariq and bowled by Sadev. Beautiful bowling as Meet Patel tries to go over and hit that ball so he can get some runs in, but doesn't meet the ball real good, and he is stumped.
That's not what they needed at that stage, and you could tell by Aditya's reaction at the non-striker's end. He was not too pleased with the last 2 batsmen getting out in the way that they have, and it's left down to the last batsman, Ramesh Aranga, coming in for the Fire to end their innings, and Aditya's going to have to face every single delivery possible here from here on forth if they're going to get to any sort of total here, Jay. Ramesh Aranga is going to have to get off strike here. That's the way it sees it. The Fire, 126 for 9. They were going really well when Rizwan Cheema and Aditya were at the crease. And since then, it's been a procession of wickets here for the Fury. They've done a great job. Not going to take any credit away from the Fury bowlers, but the Fire batsmen have not helped themselves getting out in some ridiculous manners. And at the end of it, the Fury have really pulled this one back, and they look like they have the momentum going into the second innings, unless Aditya does something here in the last few balls.
Definitely, Fury has good bowling in the beginning when Aditya and Rizwan were here on strike. They were getting dubbed down by the batsmen as they were scoring quick runs, but now it's a single by Aditya and it's taken, and now Aditya's on strike.
Smart batting there from Ramesh Aranga, getting Aditya on strike, and like we said, Aditya's going to have to face every single one of these last 7 deliveries.
His goal is to take 7 deliveries remain of this innings, so his goal is to take the last ball of this over a single. And it's played down to deep mid-wicket and beautifully bowled.
Easy single for Aditya, and that's the right thing to do here. He's the set batsman. He's been there from ball 1, and like we said, he's going to have to face the last ball too. The score now 128 for 9 at 19 overs. Halfway through, they were well set for 150, 160. At one point when Rizwan Cheema was going, we were thinking 180 plus. That's not to be, as they're now 128 for 9. And Jay, they've got to look at least that 140 mark. They need at least 12 off this over if they're going to have a chance to win this game.
Definitely looking for at least 10 to 12 runs in this over, getting it a good score up to like 140 plus, or maybe even 130 plus. And Aditya needs to put up his hand and say, let's get these runs on the board.
And if we were right, it is going to be Shahbaz Kayani to finish off this innings. He bowled a brilliant spell up front with 3 overs. They saved the 1 over, and this was the over that they saved him for. He's going to be looking to do a job here for this team and really continue this momentum into their batting innings.
Definitely. Fury bowling beautifully. Were dubbed down by the batsmen in the beginning, Rizwan and Aditya. But now, with these flurry of wickets, they're on top now. And the last bowler here, Shahbaz Kalaya, is bowling beautifully.
Kayani coming into the attack here. And like we said, he's bowled really well. And he's been one of the standouts in the tournament so far. He's been the talk of the town, especially after his performance in the last game. Let's see what he can do as he runs into bowl to Aditya. And that's in the block hole, but just wide. Aditya pushing it out to the offside. Not what he wanted there, just the single. He was pushing for 2, but Ravindu doing a good job on the boundary, keeping that to a single.
Definitely, this is the final wicket of the team, and they want to go for the runs as much as possible. They're at 129, and they want to go with at least a good total to defend. But now it's the bowler into the batsman.
And Aditya running hard. He knows he's got to get back on strike there. He wasn't happy with that single off the first ball. And great intent there from Aditya, getting himself back on strike. He's going to have to face these last 4 deliveries if they're going to get any sort of total. And Ramesh Aranga, great job keeping that one out of the block hole, eh, Jay?
Definitely a great bowling by the bowler here, and he's bowling good line and length, and the batsmen just need to get off strike, so here Aditya can bat it out.
And he's gone over to the offside, and no, he's called him back. He does not want the single. And had second thoughts there for a second once he saw that misfield, because he thought they might have been able to come back for 2.
Yeah, they're trying to go for those double even runs so Aditya can stay on strike. Final over of this innings, but he wants to get as maximum amount of runs as he can. It's bowler to Aditya.
He steps across again, and this is brilliant bowling, and he's run him out.
And
this is brilliant cricket by Shahbaz Kayani as he's run out Aditya Vardarajan. And Jay, what a letdown for this innings. This innings was set for a big mammoth total. And when Rizwan Cheema and Aditya Vardarajan were on strike, it looked like 170, 180 plus, and they've ended it on 130 all out in 19.3 overs.
Right, it was looking real good as Rizwan Cheema and Aditya was batting on, and all those flurry of wickets got them down to only 130 runs, and that's not good enough, but you never know, the bowlers can take the wickets easily.
You're 100% correct in saying that, Jay, and we mentioned that the Fury, it's been really their bowling so far in this tournament. They're going to need their batters to stand up because their bowlers have done a job for them to win them this game. We'll be back with you here in just a few moments as the Fire finish on 130 all out, 19.3. The Fury are going to need 131 to win off their 20 overs. Rodrigo Thomas and Ravindu Gunasekara opening the batting here for the Fury. And they don't have a mammoth total as we thought halfway through the opening of the first innings that they were going to have to chase down. It's a subpar total for the Fire, and they're going to really have to do a good job here in their half of the in their bowling part of the innings to really keep this game within reach. So it's going to be Rodrigo Thomas to face against Meet Patel. And he bowled well in the first game. He's going to have to do a job here for his captain.
They need to do the job here, as Fire need to keep the total under control, and Fury need to just chase it down without losing too many wickets. And we have here Meet Patel going to Rodrigo Thomas.
And that's an ideal start for Meet Patel, just outside the off stump. Looking like he's getting a little bit of movement there, as we saw Shabazz Kayani get in the first innings there as well, being the outside edge. I like the aggressive approach here. They know that they need wickets early and often, and they've got to slip in place. There's a third man, deep backward square leg, short fine leg, mid off, mid on, cover, extra cover, point, and one slip in place. It's an aggressive field here from Sada. I like to see it.
I like the aggressive fielding as well. We got Meet Patel bowling to Rodrigo. And defended nicely to the short mid-off. Bowling well, Meet. Good pace, good swing. That's why the one slip is in place. Good aggressive field, so keeps the batsman under pressure. Let's see what Meet can do. It's Meet to Rodrigo.
There it is, a little bit of action there from that wicket as that's kicked up, and a little bit of extra bounce there as well. And we always say on a wicket that spins, it's definitely going to seam there as well. And there's a little bit of seam movement there from Meet Patel. Rodrigo just feeling for that one outside the off stump and beating all ends up.
Definitely, the ball's going to swing as the pitch is acting up. It's going to stick as well, so Rodrigo not getting it off the bat. Beaten 2 times in the over. It's Meet Patel to Rodrigo Thomas. And shot for 6 runs over long off. Beautiful shot there by Rodrigo. Picked Meet Patel early and launched that over the short boundary by the pavilion end. Beautiful.
That's a classic Rodrigo Thomas shot there, Jay, as we've seen in the GT20 for the Toronto Nationals and over the years in the league here in Toronto. Anything pitched up, especially early on in his innings, he likes to get that feeling of that boundary early. And anything pitched up, he's going over the top, and he's definitely got a lot of strength on a short boundary like this, as we see Meet running in. And once again, he's hit this just beating the fielder at mid-on, and that's going down to the boundary for 4. He's looking for anything pitched up here, Jay, and he's going to go after it.
Definitely 1-6, 1-4 in the over already for Rodrigo Thomas. He's batting beautifully as he's middling it nicely. Beaten 2 balls in the over and defended 1, but he's definitely made up for them. Last ball of the over for Meet bowling to Rodrigo.
A lot of experience here in this opening partnership for the Fury, and we've talked about their batting not quite getting the runs that they're expecting out of these guys, and it looks like they're coming to play today. As that one's pitched up again, and this one is slapped, absolutely slapped over the mid-on fielder for 4, and that's an end to the first over that the Fury are going to be really pleased with.
Definitely, Fury are very pleased with that over, as they got enough runs from the over, as they got 14 runs off the over. Well, good batting from Rodrigo, and now Ravindu gets a piece of another bowler.
And after the first over, it's 14 for no loss. All 14 runs going to Rodrigo Thomas, as he's been a treat to watch so far, and it's just been 1 over.
Well, the same thing happened in the Fire innings as well. Chima going off a couple of balls, but it fell apart after. So let's see what happens now.
And speaking of the man himself, Rizwan Chima opening the bowling here from the 15th side road end. And it's going to be Rizwan Chima to Ravindu Gunasekara. And I think this is a strategic ploy here. Ravindu Gunasekara the left-hander, they want the off spinner facing up against him.
Good move there by team captain here for Fire as Rizwan Chima comes in to bowl as the first bowler, opening bowler to a left-handed Ravindu. So let's see what he can do.
And that one looks like a little bit of an arm ball there from Rizwan Chima, reaching in his toolkit and grabbing his bag of tricks, just bringing that one back into Ravindu Gunasekara, just slightly short of length. Ravindu's been in decent form so far this year, playing in the minor league as we watch Rizwan Chima run in. And this one's been swept down. Nobody there at the deep backward square leg boundary, and that's 4 runs. And as I was saying, Ravindu Gunasekara in decent form so far this year as he's been playing for down in the minor league cricket, Jay. Playing for Morrisville. He's got 150 and he's got a bit of runs there as well as he's surpassed 263 runs in 13 innings, which include 150. So he looks to be in decent touch here as well. Doesn't quite have the tournament so far, but has some runs under his belt.
He's real good with his batting as well as his bowling. He's also added 6 wickets in 6 innings. He's good bowling, and now let's see, we can see what he has with the bat. It's Rizwan to Gunasekara.
And that's slightly short of a length and a little bit of extra bounce there for Rizwan Chima. That's exactly what he's going to be looking for as the slip is in place. Saad Zafar, the captain himself, over at first slip. They're going to need a wicket early. This start is not ideal for the Fire as Rizwan Chima comes in. And that one's been watched straight to the keeper. Jay, he's good with the ball, good with the bat in hand, but he's going to have to forget about his bowling altogether right now and just focus on his batting and get his team over the line.
Definitely, he needs his batting to go as well as his bowling. And he needs to stay with here Rodrigo as Rodrigo looks in great touch as he plays that to cover. And that goes for a boundary. Beautiful shot, Ravindu Gunasekara just playing it through covers for 4 runs.
And that one just back of a length. And again, it looked like another arm ball there, but Ravindu getting on top of the bounce that time. And that's just hit away to the boundary. Like we said, the Fury, this is an ideal start for the Fury. Definitely nothing but ideal. Nothing about being ideal for the Fire so far in this game.
Both batting beautifully as Ravindu and Rodrigo looking great touch. It's Rizwan to Ravindu, and it's been dotted. We got the over with, and we got Meet Patel back to bowl on Rodrigo Thomas, which took a big piece out of him the last over. It was 14 runs off that over. Meet bowling beautifully the first 3 deliveries, but after that, Rodrigo got a big hand to the bowling.
So score now 22 for no loss after 2 overs. Run rate, again, not going to be an issue so far in this game. They just got to bat the 20 and bat sensibly to win this game, or the Fury. And for the Fire, they need wickets. Folks, we are having some technical difficulties with the scoring here, so please bear with us as we watch Meet Patel bowling to Rodrigo. As that one's short of a length and hits straight to the short fine leg fielder, a meter either side of him, and that's 4 runs.
Rodrigo looking in good touch against Meet Patel in the previous over, but that one he couldn't get a hold of. Meet Patel coming to Rodrigo. Second delivery.
And the field as we see it, there is a long on in place and a deep backward square leg. Give him a little bit of cover as we see him come in. And this one pitched up just on the legs though, straight in line. And Rodrigo, this is great running by Rodrigo and Ravindu as they come back for an easy 2. And the captain Saad Zafar not too happy with that fielding right there.
Great running between the 2 batsmen. Good communication as they took a double to just a short fine leg. And we got Meet Patel bowling back to Rodrigo Thomas. Let's see how many runs he can get off this.
And this one outside the off stump, he's hit that. That's a thick outside edge. And we talked about adding salt to the injury, adding insult to injury, I should say. I got mixed up between two sayings there, Jay. Insult to injury, salt to the wound, whichever way you want to put it. That's not ideal for Meet Patel, as that's a thick outside edge from Rodrigo Thomas, gone for 4 runs.
Definitely, he was trying to play through covers, but it didn't go to the right place that he wanted. Either way, he gets that extra edge going to the gap between short third man and a short backward point, and he nevertheless takes the 4 runs. It's Meet Patel to Rodrigo Thomas. And it goes through the batsmen for a wides, 4 wides. So it goes through the leg side of the batsman, and it's too wide for the keeper to catch, and it goes to the boundary.
Yeah, Meet Patel would have been disappointed with that outside edge going for 4, but he didn't help himself there, as that's gone for 5 wides down the leg side, and another 5 added to the total. And again, not an ideal start here from the Fire. Their body language looks off, and they don't look like they're up for this game at this point. They're waiting for something to happen. They've got to make something happen at the early part of this game. And that's the outside edge that they were looking for, but just unfortunately falling short of the fielder at first slip. Soft hands by Rodrigo, so that ball not carrying, and as they come back for another 2 runs.
Good batting from Rodrigo, just knowing that it was going to swing out and nip out a little bit, and he just uses his soft hands to get it just short of the slip here by Rodrigo, and he gets a good 2 runs. It's Meet Patel back to Rodrigo Thomas. We've got some hefty wins here as well at King City, Ontario.
And that's just a lovely shot by Rodrigo Thomas. Absolutely sensational. That's what you want to see, a back foot punch through the covers for 4 runs. And this is starting to get away from the Fire real early here, Jay, as they're going to have to put a stop to this fire that they've created for themselves, and Rodrigo Thomas and Ravindu Gunasekera have created at this stage in the innings.
Definitely, Rodrigo Thomas and Ravindu are really good looking on that pitch and creating big issues for the Fire. It's Meet Patel to Rodrigo. And he just flicks it to the long on, and they get a good run there. Meet Patel just bowling to his field here, but not working for Meet Patel as he gets hit for a couple of boundaries in the over.
And Jay, 40 for no loss after 3 overs, and Rodrigo Thomas and Ravindu Gunasekera looks like they need to get home early here for dinner, as they want to get things over and done with in a hurry.
Definitely, they're batting really sensational. Both are very sensible, and whenever the bad ball is bowled, they're putting it away, and when the good ball is bowled, they're taking the singles and the doubles. So beautifully batted by both the batsmen, and let's see what Chima can do as he's back into the attack.
And it's going to be Rizwan Chima to continue here as well with 2 left-handers batting. This is, again, strategically, but hasn't been working so far. Let's see what Rizwan Chima, with all his experience, can do here. There is a long on and a deep mid-wicket in place, a ring on the offside field, and a short fine leg. Saad Zafar still has a slip in place as well, looking to see if they can get a wicket here, as they desperately need it at this stage.
Desperately, they needed the wicket, but judging by the way the batsmen are batting, they're batting really sensibly and really well. It's Chima to Rodrigo Thomas.
And that ring on the offside just failed him there, as that one's just pushed into the gap, and the easy single for Rodrigo Thomas. Really alert cricket from Rodrigo and Ravindu there, and they played a lot of cricket together, these two, over the years. As we've mentioned, a lot of these guys know each other very well, and that's an easy single, and getting off strike and letting Ravindu take care of Rizwan Chima.
Both batting really well as Ravindu takes on Chima now.
Ravindu coming down the track there, just getting on the pads, and sorry folks, we're just having a little bit of technical difficulty, so thank you for bearing with us as we watch Rizwan bowl to Ravindu. And Ravindu just plays that down to the leg side for an easy single, bringing Rodrigo back on strike. And this is great batting from Ravindu as well. As we mentioned, you bat in partnerships, and Ravindu just getting off strike, letting Rodrigo have a go here, getting the singles. They know Rizwan might be the trouble man here for them. As this one's pitched up, and Rodrigo just again guiding into the leg side boundary. They're running hard here. Could they go for the second? As it's cleaned up by Meet Patel running in from short fine leg.
Batting sensibly both Ravindu and Rodrigo as they're playing with singles, as maybe Rizwan might take the wicket and they don't want that. So it's Chima to Ravindu.
And that one is just slightly down the leg side. Ravindu helps that out. We've mentioned that that's not a long boundary out there at the fine leg boundary, and that's 4 runs. It's brilliantly placed by Ravindu Gunasekara. I'm not sure if that's exactly where he wanted to get it, but it works all in the end. All is well that ends well, and that's 4 runs on the scoreboard for Ravindu Gunasekara.
Great touch there by Ravindu. Is just placed behind, beside on the left of the short fine leg of Meet Patel, and he's a tall guy, so it takes a while for him to get from up to down. It's Chima to Ravindu.
Running hard between the wickets here as Ravindu hits that into the mid-wicket area. No fielder there. Both those fielders out on the boundary, and that's an easy 2 for Ravindu Gunasekara. They're doing it very easily here, folks, as after 4 overs, they're 47 for no loss.
Batting really well, them batsmen, and they're just placing it in the gaps where they're getting those easy runs, and the fielding opposition won't be able to get that very pressurized situation on the batsman.
As we see our first change in the bowling, and it looks like it's going to be Ramesh Aranga from this end here. Meet Patel just not Ramesh Aranga from the pavilion end, and this is going to be a good test for both Aranga as well as Rodrigo Thomas. Is again a frontline bowler for the Canadian national team in Ramesh Aranga, to a frontline batsman for the Canadian national team in Rodrigo Thomas.
Definitely both tough cookies here. As the batsman Rodrigo is a good batsman as well as Aranga. He bowls for the Canadian team, great experienced bowler and batsman. It's going to be good competition between these 2 cookies.
49 for no loss after 4 overs here, folks. This is they're moving in a hurry in Rodrigo Thomas and Ravindu Gunasekara. If you're just joining us, thank you once again. This is our second game of our doubleheader in the second innings from King City, Ontario, Canada, the men's national championship, as we watch Ramesh Aranga run in a bowl. And that's been hit over the top. There is a fielder on long gone, and that's going to be a single. But Ravindu Gunasekara running hard between the wickets. This is going to be close, and this is brilliant running by Ravindu Gunasekara, getting Rodrigo back on strike in the end. An easy 2. We saw the Fire get off to a good start in their first innings, but they could only end and manage 130 as they fell apart towards the latter half of their innings. And the Fury, chasing 131 to win, are now 51 for no loss in 4.1 and doing it really easily so far.
Batting really well, Rodrigo, as he just hits that down the leg side for 4 runs off of Aranga. Beautifully played off his hip ribs, and behind that short fine leg goes the ball.
And Jay, it can't be easy playing 2 games yesterday. This is the second half of today's game, the second game today for a lot of these guys here as well. I know you're only bowling 4 overs per game, but it can't be easy. T20 cricket, there's a lot of intensity involved, so you might start to see some tired legs out there.
Definitely. As Rodrigo just hits that to long on. They're trying to push for 2, but they don't get it.
Leave it. We'll just take care of it in the comments. We'll just keep updating the scoring.
That right there is the 50 partnership between the two batsmen. Well played, both of them, as they both are getting set for that 130 total. It's Ravindu to face Iranga.
And that's the 50 partnership there for them, Jay, as you rightfully said. And folks, as you're seeing the scorecard at the bottom, this is the second inning, so we are having technical difficulties with that. They're chasing 130 to win as we watch Ramesh Aranga to Ravindu, and that's no run on the offside. So they do need 131 to win in the second innings here. Fire have batted and made 130 in their first half, led by a brilliant 50 by Aditya Varadarajan. And now these two putting that score to shame so far.
Definitely, already at 50 for no loss, and the both batsmen are getting set as each of them have good amount of runs contributed to their team. And now it's Ravindu to Ira.
That's brilliantly guided off his legs by Ravindu Gunasekar. Another 2 runs, and like we said, they're taking no risks here, Jay. They're doing it quite easily, and from the body language in the field, it looks like some tired legs, some tired minds, but they're going to need something to happen here if they're going to have any chance in this game. And as we look around, there's a lot of hands on hips, crossed arms, and I don't know if they're up for this game anymore.
It's Iranga to Gunasera. Nicely defended there by Ravindu as the over is completed. Iranga bowls well, gets 1 boundary in his over only, as Rodrigo takes strike now.
And so after 5 overs, folks, it's the Fury, 58 for no loss. And again, once again, they are chasing 130 to win. I know you see the banner on there saying the Fire need 59 runs in 20 overs. The Fire have already batted. They made 130 in their first innings, and the Fury need 131 to win. And it looks like a cakewalk from here on forth as my math isn't that great, Jay, but that's what, 3-4 runs and over from here on in, easy.
Definitely, but the same issue happened with the Fire team as well. They were going great, looking for a total of 180 when Rizwan Chima and Aditya were batting. But towards the end, the back up wickets fell over, and they only managed to get the runs of 130. So this same thing can happen to the Fury team as well. The Fire have the ability to take all the wickets and keep this under control, but anything is possible.
It's going to be a tough task, Jay. We've seen stranger things happen on the cricket field, but the only thing I'll say here is there's a big difference between setting a total and chasing down a total, and with a start like this, no risks are needed from here on forward. As we see Sukhdeep Brar come into the attack here for the first time for the Fire, and he's going to need to do something here the last over of the power play, and I think Rodriguez might want to have a go with it being the last over of the power play here. Jay, what do you think?
Definitely, they're going to take advantage of the power play here as Sukhdeep Brar comes into bowl on Rodrigo. He's looking to get it all over the fielders and get them runs. It's Brar to Thomas.
And Rodrigo, as we mentioned, no scoreboard pressure from here on forth. They can take their time as he plays that right back to Sukhdeep Brar for a dot ball.
Batting beautifully there, Rodrigo, as he's just taking his time and batting real sensibly with Ravindu. It's Brar to Thomas.
Again, that's short outside the off stump, and as David Bumble Lloyd would say, short, wide, 4 runs. It's another 4 to Rodrigo Thomas.
Beautiful shot there by Rodrigo, just behind point as the point fielder dives in despair to get that ball, but he doesn't get it. It's 4 runs for Rodrigo.
And Rodrigo Thomas has moved on to 40 off 19 balls. The score now 62, racing along last over the power play. He's going to want to keep this going and maybe even get to his 50 in this over, Jay.
Well, that's his goal here, as Rodrigo is playing beautifully as he's at 40 runs. It's Berard to Thomas.
A lovely change of pace from Sikdeep Brar after that four. Bowling that off cutter there, but Rodrigo up to the task and just hitting it down to a short fine leg for a single, just off his legs. And as we see the very colorful Ravindu Gunasekara take strike, I think he's got every color in the rainbow there covered off.
I think so as well. Look at the helmet. It's red. The sleeves are white. The jersey's blue. The pants are green, and the pads are red as well as the gloves pink. I don't see any, what is it called?
No colors
Purple.
missing.
Where's the purple at?
No colors missing in my eyes. He's got them all as we see Sikdeep Brar running in. And he's come down the track, and that's well done on the boundary there by Riaz Khan Patana as that was traveling and keeping that to a single. Ravindu just taking a few steps down the track and taking the attack to Sikdeep Brar, specifically with the last over the power play.
Just been advised by one of my colleagues.
Oh, and it looks like it's been a no ball. Is that a no ball? No, it looks like you just cut on the arm because we just can't find the ball there. With the And again, short and wide, and that one's not put away. That's the first one it looks like Rodrigo's missed out on there. And again, that one was asking to be put away there by Sikdeep Brar.
Yeah, it was a beautiful, same delivery as the one that was hit by 4 from Rodrigo, but couldn't put it away this time.
With this innings, Jay, this is the last over the power play, 64 runs. The Fire are going to be disappointed so far as we watch Sikdeep Brar come in. And that one's pitched up. Another off cutter there by Sikdeep Brar. And are we getting overthrows? No, well backed up by the folks. That's a wayward throw by Navjeet Dosanjh at the cover field. But again, after 6 overs, the score is 65 for no loss. Doing this very easily from here on forth.
With the run rate that it's going at, it looks like they're going to finish it by 15 overs or so. Going well as they have 6 overs and 60 plus runs.
And it looks like it is going to be Romesh Aranga to continue. It is the end of the power play. The Fire are going to have to be disappointed with their performance today, Jay. They had an opportunity in the first game. They let that one slip out of their hands. And they had an opportunity earlier today in this game as well with the way they were going in putting an aggressive total on the board. Unfortunately, the latter half in their middle order not coming to play and their tail-enders not adding any runs. Their middle and lower order not adding any runs and any support to Aditya Vardarajan. They're going to have to be disappointed, especially with the way that they've started with the ball so far.
Definitely didn't get many runs on the board, and the way the batsmen are batting, it looks like they're going pretty well.
Off cutter there by Romesh Aranga as that thumps into Rodrigo Thomas's thigh pad there. And again, we've seen this wicket play a few tricks, but again, at this stage with no risk needed, no scoreboard pressure, doesn't look like it's going to cause them any harm here from here on forth. So again, the Fire needs something to happen, and they're going to need a few wickets right about now.
Yeah, batsmen are getting real set, and now it's Iranga to Rodrigo.
That's well bowled, beautifully bowled into the block hole. Looks like there might still be a little bit of movement there as that's beating the inside edge. Rodrigo trying to figure out what happened. And Iranga, again, is a quality bowler, has played more than a handful of games here for the national team, so a lot of experience there as well. And again, he's going to need to pull something out here for his team, and Saad Zafar is asking for him to take a wicket. and calling his name.
It's Iranga to Rodrigo.
And that's outside the off stump. It looks close to be, and the umpire says no. Rodrigo asking for a wide there. Umpire saying nope, let me do my job. And Iranga, again, it's 3 dot balls in a row, pulling this back well, but they're going to need more than dot balls if they're going to win this game. They need wickets, and they need wickets fast.
Definitely both Rodrigo and Ravindu are looking really good, and they're both scoring enough runs as they're getting closer to the target.
As that one's been slapped through the cover. We spoke too soon in terms of the 3 dot balls because that full toss has been slapped for 4 runs. And what do we have here? That brings up Rodrigo Thomas's 50 here as well. So 50 runs for Rodrigo Thomas. Well done so far. And he's going to have another one as that's a no ball and a free hit. Apologies, folks. He's a few runs shy of 50 here. So again, we're having technical difficulties with the banner. We're also having a little bit here.
Iranga to Thomas.
That's a brilliant slow ball with Iranga, but that gets away from Nicholas Manohar behind the stumps, and they're going to running back. And Rodrigo, we're going back for the second, and he makes it safely. And if he wants, they're going to have a third here as well. And this is sloppy cricket from the Fire. This is the last thing they need, as that goes for 3 byes.
Bowling Raul Iranga, but just didn't get to the keeper in time, and it fell short of the keeper and bounces off as 3 byes. Iranga to Ravindu, and it's played to the point fielder for a dot ball.
This has been, again, it looked like a promising over here, but that one no ball, the 4 runs off the no ball delivery, and the 3 byes off the free hit have really hurt Ramesh Iranga here in this over. And again, like we said, there's no pressure for the Fury to do anything different. They're doing this nice and comfortable. And Ramesh Iranga not bowling bad, just doesn't have enough runs on the board. As that one's pitched up, but hit straight to Saad Zafar, the captain in cover.
Add in Raul Ravindu as well as Rodrigo.
So after 7 overs, the score is 73 for no loss. Remember, folks, they're chasing 130 to win here, 131 to win, I should say. I apologize. The Fury were the Fire were 130 all out in the first innings in the final over with 3 balls to spare as we watch Sukhdeep Brar come in for his second over.
It's going to be Sukhdeep Brar to Rodrigo Thomas.
Continuing their pace of going well above 10 runs and over here. 73 for no loss in 7 overs. Again, just under 57 runs to go, 58 runs to go here, 58 runs to win. This is, again, no scoreboard pressure. Jay, who's going to be the man that you see for Fire that could potentially bring this back? Does it have to be Saad Zafar, the captain?
It looks like it is.
And again, this wicket is playing a bit tricks. That off cutter sticking in the wicket as Uvan Bandara running in for point just runs past the ball there. And again, it's playing a bit of tricks here, but unfortunately without the runs on the board, it might not be enough. But it's not easy batting here. These two are just making it look easy.
In the first innings as well, it was going really good, but now these two batsmen are taking it all on themselves and just playing it out. Both batsmen on good runs and in good form, looks like.
And again, another off cutter by Sukhdeep Brar, but that's well played by Ravindu Gunasekar. Another easy single, as that's just to the right of Uvan Bandara, I should say. And Rodrigo Thomas very alert at the non-strikers and sprinting across for an easy single.
It's going to be Brar faced up with Thomas.
And again, we talked about the Fire earlier in terms of the captaincy. They only have 4 people in the ring, 4 individuals in the ring, and the rest on the boundary. And simply, they're allowing this game to happen and waiting for something to happen as we watch Sukhdeep. And is that down the leg side? Has that got something on its way through? It does, just off the pads of Rodrigo Thomas. Is that going down to the fine leg boundary for 4? And again, as we mentioned, they're going to have to make the batsmen do something different here, because at the moment, this is too easy.
Yep, just hitting the pad as Rodrigo just plays the ball down the leg side, and it goes past the keeper for a leg by 4 runs. It's Brar to Rodrigo, and defended for a single.
That's just too easy there, Jay. That's just way too easy for him to get off strike. Just soft hands into the offside. And again, just going across for the single. Just way too easy.
Batsman make it look easy, and Ravindu's on strike to face Brar.
Just going through the motions here from the Fire as it seems. And again, I know it's been a long day. It's 2 days in a row playing back-to-back. We've seen some tired legs and some tired bodies out there. But again, this is a little bit about pride as well. They've got to come back and get back into this game somehow. As Ravindu comes down the track, and that off-cutter is beating them all ends up. That's a great delivery by Sukhdeep Brar.
Well kept as well by Nicholas Manohara as it stayed lower and it fell short of the keeper.
Jay, you're a keeper as well. You mentioned this can't be a fun wicket to keep on, as this ball's doing a little bit of everything.
Well, it's very challenging, also, obviously, but it's good to get some dives in there and definitely get some dismissals.
And that's been spanked down to the square leg boundary. Well fielded over there by Riaz Khan Patan as they come back for 2. Save 2 runs there is all I've got to say to that, because that one looked like it had the boundary and somebody's front bumper written all over it.
Definitely towards the parking lot and was struck at very force. Definitely somebody's bumper would have had a ball mark on it.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been fun. That's why I parked well far away, Jay. I've played at King City many times to know that the worst thing you can do is park right there in that front row. So you park as far away, but the way we've seen some of these guys hit this ball today, that might be in danger as well. As we see now, Riaz doing the cleanup job on the boundaries, coming into the attack. The Fury now 82 for no loss in 8 overs. Remember, folks, they're just chasing 131 to win, so 49 more runs to win in this game, and they look like they're doing it comfortably as they're now 82 for no loss after 8 overs.
Both Ravindu and Rodrigo batting really well.
Riaz Khan Patan, an off spinner. Some may remember him from his under-19 days in 2009, 2010. And getting back to bowling his off spin now has become more of a batsman, but his off spin's coming back around, and he's taken a few wickets so far this season, and he's being asked to bowl to 2 left-handers. And this might be the wicket for him. He gets a lot of turn, Jay. So this isn't going to be easy for Rodrigo and Ravindu, but let's see what happens.
It's going to be Riaz to Rodrigo.
And again, just an easy single for Rodrigo Thomas. They have to be tighter in the ring. They can't let him get off strike. If they're going to have any chance, they're going to have to build some pressure with dot balls, Jay. And with that single, that Rodrigo on 49 now.
Rodrigo now on 49, and Ravindu was on strike to face Riaz.
And again, getting a little bit of turn here. Riaz Kampatan to Ravindu Gunasekara. And again, that's what they need. Some more dot balls, build some pressure, and have the batsmen do something different.
Definitely trying to build up the pressure of the fielding team, but both batsmen batting really well and rotating the strike. It's Riaz to Ravindu.
And there's an edge, but no slip in place. And that was the edge that they were looking for. Just unfortunately, no slip in place as Ravindu looking to cut that down to the point boundary, getting a single down to third man. And again, that a little bit of pressure there with a couple of dot balls. And maybe a ball too late, but it does look like a slip is going in place now, Jay.
Rodrigo on 49 to take strike against Riaz.
And that easy single there down to the point fielder, and again, way too easy, but that does bring up Rodrigo Thomas's 50, as Rodrigo Thomas now on 50 off 32 balls. That includes 7 fours and a massive 6 in the beginning of the game, so 50 off 32 balls for Rodrigo Thomas. And that was another close call there for Ravindu as Riaz beats the outside edge once again.
Bowling well by Riaz to Ravindu.
And again, this one's hit. This is going to be close. The dive. Ravindu puts in the dive, and he gets there comfortably. Good fielding there by Sukhdeep Brar at the cover in the covers, but a nice and easily done there for Ravindu Gunasekara. Good over there by Riaz Kampatan. Just 5 runs coming off of it.
Riaz is definitely putting the batsmen to the test, and batsmen are working great with the bowling and the conditions they are in. So it's Ravindu back on strike.
As we get a close-up, Jay, it looks like the helmet might be pink as well. It looks red from here, and it looks like those are the Morrisville colors that he's going with, and really bringing some flair and some color to this tournament is Ravindu Gunasekara. He hasn't had the best of runs so far in this tournament, but now we're getting a real good close-up of his flair and his ability. He's somebody that's played for the national team for a long time, played in the 2011 World Cup as well, got to go back to Sri Lanka and play, and now we're seeing him still alive and kicking and making runs at for the Fury. And it looks like it's going to be Aditya Varadarajan to Ravindu Gunasekara. We've talked a lot about teammates. These two have also played a lot of cricket together, and this is going to be a test as Aditya has been bowling well this year. Ravindu 23 off 25 balls now, 3 fours. Rodrigo Thomas 50 off 32 as the score is 86 for no loss after 9.1 overs. And Aditya just giving him just a little bit short of a length, and they're pushing hard, and that's not great work by Meet Patel in the deep. It was hit straight to him, it was hit hard, and they come back for an easy 2. Saad Zafar not happy with his fielder on the extra cover boundary.
Batting really well, both batsmen, Ravindu and Rodrigo, as Aditya comes to Ravindu.
This one again a little bit too easy there and a little bit too carefree in the ring as they allow them to come back for a single. There's there's no energy in the field here, Jay. They don't. There's got to be some intent, and right now they're just going through the motions, allowing these two to do as they will. And that's down the leg side, but he's been stumped down the leg side. That's brilliant work by Nicholas Manohar. Good hands, and we said they were waiting for something to happen, and there it is. A little bit of magic off the wide, and he's been stumped down the leg side. It doesn't look like Rodrigo Thomas wants to leave. Somebody might have to drag him off the field, but he's got to go as the umpire has raised his finger.
Beautiful work behind the stumps, though. Amazing by Nicholas Manohar, and undoes the brilliant batting of Rodrigo Thomas.
Well, I have to say we've had a treat earlier with Rayan Khan Patan's inning. If you haven't seen that, that's available on YouTube. But this has been another brilliant innings by Rodrigo Thomas as he finishes on 50 off 32 balls, as that one was a wide. 7 4s, 1-6 at a strike rate of 156. And in walks the captain, Hamza Tariq, looking to finish this off alongside Ravindu Gunasekara. And Aditya, the score now, 90 for 1 and 9.3. Aditya with that big wicket coming off a wide. They're not going to be too disappointed with that extra run as they get rid of Rodrigo Thomas, as Aditya is going to be bowling to Hamza Tariq.
Second last ball of the over, as Aditya comes to bowl to Tariq. Oh, never mind with the wide.
And again, Saad Zafar really quickly bringing in that slip, adding a little bit of pressure. Looks like 5 men in the ring, 3 on the offside, 2 on the leg at a short fine leg, a deep mid wicket, long off, long on. And it looks like there may be a guy on the deep cover boundary. Can't see from this angle as that's hit out there. There isn't a man on the deep cover boundary as that's been punched down there, and Riaz Khan Patan giving chase, keeping it to 2 runs as Hamza Tariq, the captain, gets off strike.
Beautiful batting there by the batsman. It's now Aditya to Tariq.
And that's just too easy once again. Just again, soft hands onto the offside. Brilliant cricket by Hamza Tariq, as that's an easy single there. Rotating the strike, and again, there is no scoreboard pressure, folks. They're 93 for 1 after 10 overs. 130 was the fire, all out in 19.4 overs, not using their full quota. Brilliant knock by Aditya Varadarajan. So if you're just joining us, folks, the fire won the toss, elected to bat. Aditya Varadarajan opened the batting, almost carry his bat, was the last man out, run out with 2 balls to spare as they finished on 130 all out. The Fury 93 for 1 in the last over, losing the wicket of their opener Rodrigo Thomas, who made 50 off 32 balls. We're coming to you live from King City, Ontario, and you're hearing the voices of Arslan Kadir, myself, and Jay Peshra. And Jay, it's been a brilliant day so far as we come to the last quarter of this game.
Definitely a very good pair of games today. Both Rodrigo Thomas with his 50, and then in the first game with Patan making his good 70 runs.
It's going to be Riaz Khan Patan to continue, and Jay, they're going to need a couple more wickets here, and the captain, Ravindu Gunasekara, Hamza Tarek just coming in, just faced 3 balls for 3 runs. Ravindu 26 off 26. The big hitter in Rodrigo Thomas back in the shed.
Yeah, hi. Sorry, I just checked the app. I think there was a mix-up there. I'm not in town. I'm in Australia. I'm going to be back only tomorrow. I don't know what happened. There seems like a mix-up, but no worries.
And Hamza thinks he might take a liking to Riaz as he's swept that down to the boundary. Uvin with a little bit of a mix-up. No harm done, however, as just kept that to 1 run and brings Ravindu Gunasekara on strike. There is still a slip in place. We saw in the last over there wasn't one for the ball that was edged to slip off the bowling of Riaz Khan Patan. Doing a neat job here for his captain, but again, dot balls is not the question here. They are going to need wickets as they're not going to keep them under the score of 130. And this one's just short of a length. Ravindu looking to get on top of that, hit that down to the cover boundary for a single, but manages just to do that, hit that straight to Uvin at cover. So Riaz, again, looking to getting a little bit of grip here, but he's got to find his line and length here and potentially get a wicket. And that's hit out to the boundary, and looks like a good job there on the boundary. That looks to be Aditya Vardarajan is nearly taken out his own keeper there with a brilliant throw, just keeping it to a single. So great cricket all around there. Ravindu just taking it nice and easy, knows that he has no scoreboard pressure, wants to see this through with his team alongside his captain. There's Riaz again, just short of a length, and Hamza Tarek rocking back on the back foot, just cutting it down, not getting any of it, however, just a point for a single. And again, they're going to do this easily with singles with only a few runs required here. They just need 35 and 56 balls, so the run rate's not an issue, balls aren't an issue, wickets aren't an issue. The only way the Fire are going to get back in this game is they need a couple wickets, and they need them fast. And that one again is hit into the offside, and another easy single. They've got to do something here, folks. This is too easy in the ring. They're just they're hitting it straight to guys and setting off. And easy singles here for the Fire, for the Fury, I should say. And Riaz bowling well here. However, the lack of pressure, I should say, sorry, is really telling with easy singles. Jay, you look like you're really enjoying that Rice Krispie square there and not offering us any. So. What's going on? You just this game's just dragging along nice and easily, and you're just enjoying a snack.
Yeah, I'm just enjoying a Rice Krispie.
And this is Hamza. He slapped that to the boundary, and again they're coming back for 2. Meet Patel taking chase and putting in a dive. Putting in a dive has done well on the boundary, and no, he's kicked that over. He did well with the first half. But when he went to go pick that up, that ball has just hit his hand and slid across the line. And again, sloppy work in the outfield there by Meet Patel, and that's another 4 runs to the score. And Hamza Tarek just getting a move on now.
Beautiful shot there by Hamza. Nicely touched down down the offside and right into the gap as Meet makes a despairing dive but doesn't get there in time.
So the score now, 101 for 1 after 11 overs. Ravindu Gunasekara, 28 off 29. Hamza Tarek, 9 off 6, including the boundary off that last ball. And it looks like it's going to be Aditya Vardarajan to continue. Did really well with the bat today, scoring a very neat 50, opening the batting. Almost carried his bat, was the last man out in the 20th over. And now just has the lone wicket for the Fire team as well. So it looks like it's a one-man show today Jay, for the Fire, on the Fury, on the other hand, it's been a full, complete team performance to date.
Definitely Aditya performing with the bat today as he makes a great 50, and now he's with the ball.
And they're pushing hard for two as Ravindu has pushed that into the mid-wicket area, and Ramesh Aranga running in from the long-on boundary, not able to stop that, as that's another easy 2 runs to the total. And Ravindu, again, just doing this nice and easily, knows 1s and 2s is the name of the game at this stage, as there's no need for risk and just really waiting for a bad ball before he puts it away.
Definitely batting well, Ravindu, as Aditya comes to Ravindu.
And he's got that to point, and again, another easy single. They're setting off as soon as they hit it. They're making the fielders want to do something, but again, it doesn't look like the Fire up for the task. We have mentioned this is their 4th game in 2 days, so there are definitely some tired legs out there. But at this point, this has been a disappointing bowling performance from the Fire, and the Fury really doing it easy. Jay, we did mention the Fury's strength was with the ball earlier in the day, and they really did the job for them. But their batting is showing up as well, and again, they're doing this nice and easy without any risk. As Hamza Tariq just sweeps that, there is no fielder at the deep backward square leg or fine leg boundary, and that's another 4 runs to the total.
Yes, you are correct. The bowling was really good from the Fury team, as well as the batting. The opening pair, they made the runs easy for the bottom of the team, lower order, and it's going well for Fury. Now you can see that the Fury has some good batting as well.
As Hamza again just nods this into the offside. Rizwan Chima, not a swift mover as he once was back in the day. Just easy single down to him at short third man. And the field to Ravindu Gunasekar, as we see it, deep backward square leg, deep mid wicket, long on, long off, deep cover. There's a point in play, a cover, a short fine leg, and a slip in place still as well. Again, with the off spinner, there is a little bit of turn. They're looking to see if they can capitalize on that. And again, just nice and easy, soft hands into the offside, and another easy single. Just, again, the alertness in the field is not there today. Jay, for the Fire, the singles are just coming way too easily for the Fury. And again, that just means there's no pressure applied as we watch Aditya come in, and Hamza pushing this into the offside. They're running hard. Are they going to come back for 2? They're not. Uvan Bandara, great work as he stormed in from the boundary, keeping that to 1.
Yep, the Fire's fielding is off a little bit off today. They're taking singles, batsmen taking singles from the fielders' hands, and taking advantage of the tired legs, and Fire not on top right now as Fury are dominating this game.
And the score now, 1-11, 1-1-1 for 1 after 12 overs. It is Nelson Jay. We've seen Nelson strike earlier in the day. Can Nelson strike again? And it's going to have to strike more than once as we see Saad Zafar call his own number for the first time in this game and come into bowl.
Hopefully, as Saad Zafar will bowl and take the wickets, important wickets of Tariq and Ravindu, that's the only way they're going to have a chance at this, of just taking wickets and creating pressure.
Yeah, that's right, Jay, and they're not going to need 1. They're going to need 3 or 4 in a real hurry. But again, we've mentioned stranger things have happened as now they just need 20 runs to go here with 8 overs remaining. So no scoreboard pressure. The only way that's going to happen is if they take some wickets. The wicket is doing a bit, but with the lack of scoreboard pressure, they're doing it nice and easily so far.
It's Saad to Tariq.
And again, another single in the ring. This is really letting them down. The ring fielder is just not up to the task so far in this game. And what I'd like to see, Jay, at this point is they're not going to contain them with these 19 runs remaining in 8 overs. I would like to see the field come in, put some extra pressure on the field. And again, that's maybe the only way that they're going to take a wicket. I would almost like to see an in-out field. And as we say that to Ravindu, the cover fielder does come in on the ring, and just 5 men in the ring now. But at this point, they're right on the edge of the ring, and those singles are coming easily. It doesn't matter whether they're on the ring or the boundary.
Easy singles are coming between the batsmen and the fielders, through the fielders' hands, inside the 15 yards and 30-yard circles. It's Saad to Ravindu.
And again, another single in the ring. That's been the name of this game so far in this innings, is they've had easy singles in the ring whenever they want, and boundaries off the bad balls. This has been really impressive by the Fury so far. All three of their top batters in Ravindu Gunasekera, Rodrigo Thomas, and now Hamza Tariq come into bat as well. Shortish length, and they're running hard. They're pushing hard, but again, Uvan Bandara, arguably the best fielder on display so far in this game, doing a great job as he sprints off the boundary and keeping that to a single.
It's going to be Saad to Ravindu.
As Ravindu coming to meet that delivery from Saad. Saad recognizing, and again, Saad's a wily character. He recognized that he was coming, pulled his length back, and again, doing this well here from Saad, but those dot balls aren't going to hurt the Fury. They need wickets. As that's been beautifully swept there by Ravindu Gunasekera, and that's gone to the boundary for 4. Oh, he just had one man to beat, and he was in the ring. Once he beat that, there was nobody getting to that, and that's 4 runs for Ravindu Gunasekera, adding to his total.
Beautiful batting by Ravindu, and he's batting really nicely. Out with Tariq. Well played, down to short fine leg for 4 runs. It's not there.
As we see Saad come back into bowl. Again, they need a couple wickets, and they need it fast. Ravindu, shortish of a length, going to cut as that's turned back in. He's looking for the wide there, but it's not there. That's turned back in very nicely from Saad Zafar. Ravindu, a 37 off 36. Hamza Tariq, 17 off 11 as a score now. 118 for 1 after 13 overs. Just lucky 13 required now here for the Fury. Jay, again, it looks like they're going to do this very easily.
Definitely Ravindu and Tariq are batting really nicely, and they have wickets in hand, they have overs in hand, and they don't have many runs to make. So the Fire need to think of some plan to either restrict or get the wickets.
And I think it might be time now to bring that field in and say, hey, you want to finish this in a hurry with a couple of big hits, and that might be create an opportunity for them. As we see Aditya Vardarajan continuing to Hamza Tariq. And again, just 13 runs required here for the Fury to win. They're chasing 131 to win as Hamza Tariq on strike. And again, another easy single. Straight to short third man, and an easy single in the ring. They're not moving as swiftly as they were at the beginning of this game.
Definitely the fielding is starting to get weak, and the batsman taking full advantage of that as Ravindu comes on strike to face Aditya.
And again, 12 needed. Ravindu needs 13 for his 50. As we see this pitched up, and Ravindu looking to slap that through the covers. Not there for him, so they dot ball. So Jay, 13 required for Ravindu. There's 12 runs left to win. What do you think? Do you think he's got a chance here? He's got to go for it, I would think.
Definitely, if he's trying to make all 12 runs, then there's possibility that he makes 50, or he makes the team win with a good 40-something runs of team spirit.
At the end of the day, I don't think he had a great day yesterday, Jay. So he's probably going to want to get his average up here. End the game with a nod out. Clinical performance as you watch Aditya bowl into him, as that's been slapped to cover, and they're running hard between the wickets. But Meet Patel has done well there and just keeping that to a single. Again, hit straight to him. He's cheating a little bit off that boundary, Jay. He knows they ran a couple off him a little bit earlier. So he wants to make sure that he doesn't let that happen. So he's cheating a little bit, so that's well done there by Meet Patel. good understanding of the game and understanding the situation of the game there, knowing to keep it a 1.
It's Aditya bowling to Tariq.
As he swept that, there is a deep backward square leg, but this is swept fine of him, and this is going for 4 runs. That's well placed by Hamza. The fielder was put out on the boundary for that shot. Recognize that. That one's just a little bit further down, and an easy 4 runs there for Hamza Tariq. So not much to go here, folks. Just 7 runs left to win this game for the Fury, and I've got to say, this has been a clinical performance as we watch this come down to the wire. But it also has been a brilliant day of cricket that we've seen, Jay. We've seen some brilliant innings from Rayan Khan Patan earlier as we watched Aditya bowl to Hamza. And again, another easy single in the ring. 6 runs left to win now, 1 shot to go. A brilliant innings by Rayan Khan Patan earlier. Great bowling by Shahbaz Kalani. Brilliant batting by Aditya Vardarajan. Brilliant knock by Rodrigo Thomas. And clinical innings by Ravindu Gunasekar and Hamza Tariq. So all in all, a very good day of cricket, Jay.
Definitely well played for all of those batsmen and bowlers and fielding teams. Especially Ravindu. Ravindu's batting really nicely, as well as Tariq. And a great Thomas batting well as well.
As we come towards the end of this game, folks, remember this is day 2 of the Men's National Championship here live from King City, Ontario, Canada. There is another day to go, 2 more games, 4 more games, I should say, as 2 go on at the same time as we watch Saad coming in. Hamza looks like he wanted to end it with 1 strike, just getting the single to Saad. Another 2 games tomorrow, so if you're in the area, if you got nothing better to do, or nothing to do, you're looking for something to do, come down to King City, Ontario, Canada, watch the best players in Canada play. Great cricket all around, and again, there's just 5 runs left to go now. Ravindu, short boundary, straight, against Saad Zafar, the ball turning into him. Jay, I think he's going to go for it here.
Well, he's been there for a while, so he's set batsman, so if he needs to go for it, he will.
Well, I would say he definitely has the license. I don't think anybody's not going to give him the license at this stage as we watch Saad come in. And he looks to paddle it, and how has that missed the stumps? That's just gone straight over the stumps as he looks to paddle that over. No fielder down at the short fine leg boundary, and he was looking to pick up a 4 there. And he goes for it again and again, doesn't quite get it, got it higher on the bat than he would have wanted. So an easy single there, but that's a lot of risk for a single, especially at this point in the innings, Jay.
Definitely, they're taking those risky singles, but I don't think it's necessary to take those risky singles. Just play it out as Tariq comes to face Saad.
There has been a lot of friendly banter on the field here as well between these two, so I don't think as Hamza looks to work that, but just gets the inside edge onto his pad. A lot of these guys know each other very well, Jay. They've been on tour together, and as you know, once you go on tour and you get comfortable with your teammates, you want to get the best of them, especially on a cricket field. So I don't think Hamza is going to let Saad get one over on him and trying to get him out. As this one's shortish of a length, and Hamza just slaps that down to the cover boundary. They're running hard for 2, and Meet just not up to the task there as easy 2 runs for Hamza Tariq, and now just 2 runs to win this game as they're 129 for 1 in 14.5, and 1 ball to go in this over, Jay. They might be over on this ball. Works this down to square leg, no fielder there, another easy single, and the scores are even, folks. The Fury 130 for 1, Fire made 130 all out earlier in the day in their first innings, and now just 1 run needed, and it's going to be Hamza Tariq on strike, and it looks like it's going to be Amrinder Dhillon getting the task that nobody really wants. You got 1 run to win, you got nothing to gain, everything to lose here with 1 run left to go to win this game.
So we got Amrinder bowling here to Tariq. Looks like there's on strike, 1 run to win, 131 target, as they have 130 at the moment for 1 run is required. Great to see these 2 teams battle off, as the first innings went quite well at the beginning, then went downhill at the end, and this innings has gone uphill consistently. Amrinder to Tariq. is going to be Amrinder to Tariq. 1 run required to win.
And that's short, and Hamza has finished it off in style. That's gone all the way for 6. And Hamza Tariq has finished his game off in style, playing a captain's innings there at the end, seeing his team through. Ravindu Gunasekar with a classical knock, not quite getting to his 50, but once again a clinical performance from ball 1 for the Fury as they take down the Fire. 136 for 1 is their total at the end, beating 130 all out for the Fire.
Well played by Ravindu, and Fury take it to the end and win their match against the Fire.
As we watch the players shake hands, folks, first of all, thank you once again for tuning in. It's been an absolute pleasure. My name's Arslan Kadir, and alongside with me, Jay Peshwa. We will see you tomorrow. We will see you tomorrow once again. We're coming to you live from King City, Ontario, Canada, folks. Come on down. The best players in Canada here on display, and a brilliant cricket all around. Once again, we will see you tomorrow. This is Arslan Kadir saying goodbye for now.